That was a vibe last night. I would have pulled up to that spot. That was dope.
Chill. You have no clue.
Yeah.
But we are in the midst of the in-season tournament knockout round. We had 2 games last night, ladies and gentlemen. The New York Knicks and the Orlando Magic both survived, and they both advanced. We are going to talk about Jalen Brunson's masterclass against the Toronto Raptors. And we are going to talk about Desmond Bane's masterclass against the Miami Heat. There's also a lot of trade rumors circulating around. We got some other teams and some players that we got to talk about as well. And we have 2 games tonight. The Los Angeles Lakers will be playing tonight, and they'll be playing against the San Antonio Spurs. Will Victor Wembanyama suit up? We'll let you guys know what's going on with that situation. And then we got the #1 seed Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the underdog Phoenix Suns. We'll talk about that game as well. Fellas, how's everything feeling today? How you guys living today? What's going on, y'all?
I wasn't a fan, Ron, of this in-season tournament when it first came out. I just thought it was a money grab, and I thought that's all it was. I didn't think that it would last long. I just thought it was something, in the words of Mars, it was a gimmick. That's all it was. I just thought it was something to just, put some eyes on it. And turns out this thing has become real viable. This thing has become really competitive. I'm really surprised about how not just competitive the games are, the possible playoff series we could see. Like, we could see Orlando and the Knicks in the playoffs, and this could be a prelude to it. We could see Toronto and the Knicks in the playoffs. We could see Miami and Orlando in the playoffs. We could see Phoenix and Oklahoma City in the playoffs, and this could be a prelude to it, to what it could possibly be. And I think this has been great for basketball. I think this gives us as fans, and also people who watch the game and study the game. I think this gives us a great idea of who these teams are and who they can be, especially playing against high-level competition like they're playing. Also, Ron, I love the fact that the divisions get bunched up. So teams that we wouldn't normally see, like when you see the Midwest Division with Chicago and Indiana and Milwaukee, right, and Detroit and Cleveland, well, you would see that division just regularly. Like, we don't get to see the Knicks and Milwaukee in the same division. We don't get to see Minnesota in a different division, in a different matchup. And I think it's great, man. I think this is great for basketball. I think this has been great for the season, and I love it. I do. I've definitely come around more to it. So this is fantastic.
Y'all, let's go ahead and let's start with the first game, y'all. Let's start with the Raptors and the Knicks. The New York Knicks, man, they wasn't playing with the Raptors. But tell me what you guys seen in this game, though.
Are we going to act like the Knicks have not smoked Toronto both the times that they played them? And I know this is the regular season. A lot of us don't take the regular season that much. We only use the regular season as a barometer. I mean, we saw what happened when Phoenix went up against Minnesota 2 years ago in the playoffs. They beat them 3 times in the regular season, got swept out of the playoffs, right? So we don't really use the regular season as a barometer. But watching the Knicks go up against Toronto yesterday, I mean, they dominated them in every aspect of the game. Cat looked like a big man. In addition to Cat looking like a big man, I mean, Scotty Barnes looked good, but then Jalen Brunson just completely dominates their point guard matchup. Completely dominates that. And the fact that they got OG back, that just makes them look so much more viable. So I wouldn't be surprised if I saw this in the playoffs and this continued, to be honest with you. And I don't really take a lot of regular season stuff into account, but in this particular situation, I would not be surprised if I saw this in the playoffs and they completely served Toronto. So
Sure, you said that a couple of times. Like, I understand where you say that you've seen playoff matchups where they don't look like the regular season matchups, but it's still a basketball game, and I think you should absolutely take what you see in the regular season into account for what to expect, not only in the playoffs, but who's the better team. If this team is dominating this team in the regular season, only just because you've seen a couple instances where it didn't work out like that in the playoffs, I think the regular season shows a lot. This Knicks team, they're just better. That's all. I mean, they're better. I mean, the OG Anunoby effect is real.
The reason why I say that, Ox, the reason why I say that, Ox, is because when you have that time to just focus on that one team, for example, Orlando and the Miami Heat, Like if I got a whole week to focus on Orlando, if I got a whole week to focus on Miami Heat, I'm watching how Orlando yesterday, and we're gonna get to Orlando. I'm watching how great their transition defense was. They focus on that. Like I got a whole week to focus on that. I'm watching the Knicks yesterday, and I'm watching how they recognize the hole that Toronto has in their interior defense. And Cat just took advantage of that. Now, that may get shored up throughout the course of the regular season. Now, in the playoffs, it's a little bit different because you don't. And when I say it gets shored up, I'm thinking about a possible trade. I'm thinking about somebody that they can get in free agency, a mid-level exception guy, something like that. With that being said, when it's during the playoffs, that's a hole that you can't really cover because this is just what it is. I mean, throughout the course of the rest of the season, I think it could be a little bit different.
And I think I agree with you, Chill. I think the NBA Cup's given us very highly competitive basketball very early in the season. And I think that sometimes it can accelerate the growth of a team. I think Indiana making the run to the NBA Cup in the inaugural season probably accelerated their growth as a unit. I think it can do these types of things because you're playing for something and you can see the intensity get turned all the way up. I think for last night's games, for me personally, the big takeaways were we probably learned a little bit more about Toronto and Miami than we did about the Knicks and Orlando. I think when I'm watching the game, like you said, the Knicks just really dominated this one. Brunson was unplayable in the point guard matchup. And big shout out to Josh Hart. Man, Josh Hart, since he's been inserted into the starting lineup, they're a plus 15 net, I believe. They've won 8 and only lost 1 with him in the starting lineup. And when we talk about glue guys and connectors and guys just being able to play hard and that energy being infectious, Josh Hart's one of those guys. So, big takeaway from that one was Josh Hart's impact. And I don't feel good if Toronto, like to your point, Chill, sees the Knicks in a playoff matchup. I wouldn't feel good about that if I was there.
One thing about the is my mic louder? Y'all can hear me better?
Yeah, you got.
Okay, cool. The one thing about the in-season tournament too, about just like the level of competition, like when you got these guys that are already like super rich, that 500,000 isn't really a big deal to them. But I think it was Frank Isola was talking about it last week, and he was saying it's not about those guys. Like, for instance, like let's use Milwaukee, for example. It's not so much about Giannis. Giannis isn't like, oh, I need that 500,000. You know what I'm saying? That's like, it's like sock money to him, right?
Right.
But he's thinking about Ryan Rollins and the other guy. So it's like when you offer rich people a certain amount of money, that's not really going to move them. But if they can do something for the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th guy on the roster, it's making even the starters play harder for guys that might only play a couple minutes. Although Ryan Rollins is playing bigger minutes, But so to your point, like when I stepped in when you were talking about it, Chill, and then Damian, you're talking about it. The high level of basketball that we get in December and late November is awesome. I really enjoy this in-season tournament. And also another thing, Chill, I was thinking about, would it be too much if they mix the conferences a little bit in the groups? Put a little East and West.
No, they need to do that. That's the only thing I don't like about the in-season tournament.
Yeah,
I would love to see the Lakers play against the Knicks in the first round.
It's coming.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Well, so two things, Ox, to your point. Two things to your point, Ox. Damian Lillard gave his dough to the people who work in the arena.
Right.
In Milwaukee. Right. He ended up giving his dough, which is a big deal. And James, he actually talked about it the year that they won the in-season tournament, that he was playing for all the rest of those guys. No doubt about that. But Ron, to your point, talking about like tweaks to the in-season tournament, Ron, I got an idea. So this whole idea of this being in Vegas, okay, I can appreciate this. Ron, what if we took the in-season tournament, in addition to being in Vegas, what if we started moving it around? How about next year we have it in Seattle? How about next year after that we have it? How about if we have it in Kansas City? How about the year after that we have it in Baltimore? How about we have it in non-NBA cities? Because these people, they don't get to see their favorite players. There's people who live in Albuquerque who like the Jazz, and they don't get to see the Jazz, right? There's people who live in other places where they don't get to see their favorite players. What if we took it? We basically took it on the road and had it in different places.
Right, Albuquerque needs
like
a team. I don't know why you look like that. Albuquerque needs a team.
They got my vote before Seattle.
Albuquerque needs to grow up. All right, they need to get a little bit more weight in their draws before they think about anything. Hey, before they even consider a G League team. But nah, chill. That's a great idea. Like,
yeah, I like that a lot.
Why not?
Yeah, no,
that's how Oklahoma
you
City
know,
ended up getting. If I'm not mistaken, isn't that how Oklahoma City ended up getting their team? So New Orleans, they had a tragedy going on with Hurricane Katrina. They had to move to Oklahoma City. Come to find out, oh shit, they love basketball in Oklahoma City. We may have to get a team here, and that's how that happened. So, just an idea.
That's a really good idea. I like that. I like that a lot. Just like major cities that are non-NBA teams that don't have NBA teams. That'd be really dope.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah, but Ox, more so to your point though, like would have loved to see Oklahoma City play against the Heat. That's the 1 seed from the West playing against the 4 seed from the East. Would have loved to see the Thunder play against the Raptors. You know, or the Knicks. Once again, the Knicks play against the Lakers. The Spurs play against, you know, the Heat, whatever, or the Magic, whatever the case may have been. I would have loved to see like the conferences crossed up. Like we see a lot of East Coast versus East Coast teams. We see a lot of West Coast versus West Coast teams, but we don't see them when stakes are high. You know, we only see that when it's the NBA Finals. So I think that just adds another twist to it of competitiveness.
I think this goes back to your logic, Ron. I mean, Ox, about the 16-team format. Like this could be a prelude to that. So if we basically bunched up the tournament where we had all the teams in the NBA, and then we got to the finals. Like we got to the last, I don't know, what is it, 8 teams? So instead of it being East and West, we went 1 seed, like to Ron's point, we went 1 seed, which is Oklahoma City going up against the 8th seed in the East. And we went to 2 seed against the 7th seed in the East. And that way we could possibly get the best teams, if we're being honest, we could get the best teams to win the tournament. And I think and you couple that with it being in, I don't know, well, Indiana already has a team, but if just a non-NBA city, I think it'd be
Kansas
great.
City.
Yeah, Kansas City.
The nasty natty.
Yeah, my thing too, though, y'all, because like I did start off by saying how I do like the high level of basketball, and I went on to say like, oh, if they just tweak this, like I don't want to sound ungrateful. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sound ungrateful, even though I think we could do a couple things different. I'm really enjoying this level of basketball this early in the season. You know, chill. It makes it to where I don't have to sit around. Well, not have to because I enjoy that also. But I can watch the NBA in November, in December. I don't only have to watch college. You know, I can watch the NBA too. So shout out to the in-season tournament.
And the logistics stuff as well is the logistics stuff as well. I think it's the next iteration where we get crossover conference stuff, but I think it's because the early season logistics where they don't want teams to travel too much is why they've sort of married it to the division or the same conference. But I can definitely see a world where they start to mix up the conferences. Because Ron, to your point, why should we only see the East and the West in the finals with high stakes basketball? Like why shouldn't we see that in November and December when these teams are playing at a high level? I think that would be amazing. I also think, to chill, your point's great. Why not go to neutral cities? We already got Las Vegas Summer League, so why not test out some of these other cities that wouldn't get some NBA action? It would be dope to go to Vancouver or to go to some of these other cities.
St. Louis.
And I think it's I think it's the next iteration of. I think they had to see the NBA Cup be successful first, and then I think they'll make further iterations as it goes on.
And I ain't really concerned with the travel, Mars. Is the reason why I used to push back with you when it came to the travel, like a 16-team tournament, Boston playing against the Trailblazers in the first round. Well, with this tournament in particular, first of all, it's only 2 teams. It was only 2 games yesterday. It was the Knicks in Toronto, and it was the Knicks in Toronto, and it was Miami and Orlando. That was it. So if it was those 2 games yesterday, and I don't think Miami plays again until today is Wednesday, or they played Tuesday last night. I don't think they play again until Friday. So I don't think it's a big deal to have 2 East Coast and a West Coast team playing. Nah, because I don't think the travel will be that big a deal at all. No, I don't think so at all. And by the way, what's up, Dame? I forgot to say what's up to you. What's up, Dame?
What's up, man? Appreciate you.
What's up, Real Talk?
Nah,
What's
he
up,
done go.
I ain't even see
Ron?
Real Talk walk in the door.
Nah,
I'm too
he
busy
done
running my
go.
mouth
What's
with
up?
these
He
dudes.
done go. What's up?
Real
man?
Talk, what up, brother? I ain't even see you come in the door. What's up, my man?
What's
He
up
ain't
with
come
you,
in the
man?
door.
How
He
y'all
snuck
doing?
through the back window
I
upstairs.
was about
How
to
you
say,
get in the
he kind
window
of like stuck in the back of the
upstairs?
class and just sat down and he ain't say nothing to nobody.
He
What
on
up,
that-
brother? I
he
ain't
on
even
that
see you
bruh
in here.
man.
What's up, Chill?
Yeah, Real Talk. You slipped through the chimney.
Through the chimney is crazy. I'm nobody
But
seeing him. Well,
Mars and Real Talk. I want to hear you guys' thoughts just on this year's just in-season tournament just as a whole. Not necessarily any specific team, but just the tournament as a whole. How you guys feeling about it? There you go, you guys. That's how they feeling about it. This right here.
Very
nah, it's,
insightful.
This is the high
you know-
level content that we have here at Players Choice, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us.
Nah,
We appreciate you.
it's been good, man. It's been good. I got my Lakers winning the tournament. If we're talking about that, for just FYI, I do have my Lakers winning the tournament. I think OKC plays Phoenix tonight, and we play San Antonio. We're going to beat San Antonio because LeBron's back, and then OKC is going to beat Phoenix because they don't lose basketball games anymore. And then we're going to play OKC, and we're going to beat OKC with the healthy LeBron. That's what I have happening. But yeah, the in-season tournament has been fun. I would like to see some outer conference play, like I was just talking about. That would be nice to see. Everything doesn't have to be Eastern Conference, Western Conference. But I do like the addition of the in-season tournament. I do think it promotes better regular season basketball games than, the typical regular season basketball games. We do kind of create some high leverage moments within the tournament just because it is tournament play. So, yeah, I like the addition of the in-season
Real
tournament.
talk, just a bit of history for you. The in-season tournament, this is year 3 of it. And the 2 champions, I don't know if you noticed, but the 2 champions of the in-season tournament, the Lakers, who won it, and Milwaukee, who won it, bounced in round 1. They didn't lose, bounced. So maybe, just maybe, we might want to lose to San Antonio because we want to get that juju off us. Why do I say that? Maybe we can beat San Antonio and lose in the championship because the 2 losers of the championship, Oklahoma City, NBA champions, Indiana, in the NBA championship. Just an idea, Real Talk. Just saying.
We're changing that
Chill,
history. We're changing that history, Chill.
What do they call it? Are you damn, what's the
Superstitious?
word? Superstitious, thank you. Are you superstitious, Chill?
Yes, I am. 100%.
Yeah?
If something's working, keep doing it. Yes. If something is working, keep doing it. If you got busy with this specific shirt on, wear that shirt again. Yes. If you got busy
do
with
that,
them
that's why he don't change his drawers.
You look
Don't
like
be
you
telling
never
nobody
told
my
you that
slept in
business,
that
bro.
hoodie, Ron. You look like you slept in that hoodie, by the way.
Thank you.
Since we
Chill.
on
I
that
feel you,
subject.
man. Hit
I
my
got to
back,
do with
man.
superstition. I was cold
Are
last
you
night.
talking about crazy shit? Yes.
It was cold last night. Yeah, that's what you told her?
It was cold last night. Like ain't no damn heat in the house. What the hell?
That's what
What's
you
wrong
told
with Ron?
her?
Y'all trying to be funny. I'm telling a serious story.
Right.
Pay your heat bill.
It really ain't that hard, Ron. It really ain't that hard. Get them people their money,
man.
Ron. You want the heat
chill.
on?
Chill.
them people
It
their
is
money.
hard. It's hard. Hey, it's hard times. Sorry. It's a struggle out here.
Get them people their money, Ron. Stop playing. But yeah, absolutely, Ox. Yes, I don't split poles. I don't split poles. I don't put gloves on the bed. I don't put hats on the bed. I learned that from my grandmother. I learned that from my mother. Let's see.
Wait, what's the not putting hats on the bed? I know about splitting poles and stuff.
I got that from my grandmother. Gloves and hats on the bed is bad luck. What else? If brooms getting swept across your feet, you spit on the broom.
Nah, see, don't do that.
Yeah. So I yes, I am superstitious, Ox. Yes, 100% I am, no doubt.
Does anybody else up here have superstitions?
Yeah, that sweeping your feet, that's serious. That's I think that's the one superstition I'm serious about. Other than
I used
that,
to have
really
some as a player, but not in general. Everyday life, like opening umbrellas inside or ladders inside the house.
Don't open an umbrella in the house. Nope. Yes.
So I've heard of
The
that
only
one. I've
ones
never
I
heard the
have-
sweep in the feet.
Yeah, I've never heard that one either. We don't split poles in my family. That is for sure something we don't do.
Damien, that's some black people shit. Just so you know, Damien.
You don't
Just
step
is
on.
that?
I'm
You don't
confused.
step
What
on
does that mean?
cracks. You don't step on cracks outside.
Otherwise, what? What happens if
I
you step
think
on a
it's
crack?
like you break your mama back or something like that. I don't know. You know, it's
Now look,
strange.
I'm walking. So I'm walking with my sons.
Mhm.
Like during Thanksgiving, we walking somewhere, and so both of my sons, they got different moms, right? And they trying to push each other on the cracks.
Trying to get us fucked up out here.
They
Ain't
was
y'all?
trying to drag each other onto the cracks. I was dying. Oh, that shit was hilarious.
Don't eat standing up. Spilling
That's one
salt.
I've heard. Yeah.
It's
I
bad
don't
for
know about that.
digestion, man.
Is it really?
Apparently.
But it's even though I am superstitious, Ox, to your point, I mean, I studied history in college. I studied history throughout the course of my life, and one thing that I've learned that the things don't change, just the people. It's the same thing. It's just the people change. And when you see something once, more times than not, you're gonna see it again. More times than not, you're gonna see it again. So it was just an idea. It ain't a coincidence that the Milwaukee Bucks win the in-season tournament and get smoked in 5 games in round 1. And it ain't a coincidence that the Lakers win the in-season tournament and get smoked in 5 games in round 1. That's not a coincidence. So,
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's more context to that, So obviously, we drew the Denver matchup. That hasn't been our more favorable matchup in the past few seasons. It is what it is. And then Milwaukee gets hurt prior to round 1, and they played a better team. Also,
and if you don't win the in-season tournament, maybe you don't see Denver in round 1. How about that?
But they play an extra game as well, don't they, Chill? Like you play 83 games.
The championship, yep. But if you don't win the in-season tournament, maybe you don't see Denver in round 1. Maybe Milwaukee doesn't get hurt if they don't win the in-season tournament. Hey, I take stuff like that. I take stuff like that into account. Yes, I do. Because winning the championship and winning, I'm sorry, Ox, winning.
No.
You need some things to go your way. It's not just I'm better than you. Nah, it's not just that. Because we came up here last year, and by show of hands, how many of us had Oklahoma City mopping the floor with Indiana? Because I know I did. I had them mopping them in 5 games, no doubt about that. And
Friday, Chill, I learned that it wasn't just about being better than other people. I mean, it's way more to it than that. You got to pay the behind the scenes judges. You got to make sure that they also Hall of Famers like you. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about being better than everybody. Otherwise,
I didn't know he was going with that. Real talk. Mars, should we be just walking past Phoenix right now? Can they compete tonight?
They're gonna lose, but yeah, they can compete. Yeah, they can definitely compete. That's what makes them such a hard team to beat. They do the best they can at not beating themselves, which I think is a good trait to have for a team when you're kind of lacking in the talent department in comparison to other teams. So if you're able to just stay the course and crash the offensive glass and force turnovers and try to limit your turnovers, you give yourself a chance in every game. You're not really going to get blown out unless you're shooting like really, really poorly. And I think that's why they stayed in the game with OKC the first time. And also they did a good job in the non-Shea minutes of sparking comebacks. If they're able to do that, yeah, they should be able to compete. But at the end of the day, I'm 84% sure they're going to lose.
Why not 79, Mars? Why are we? What pushed it to 84? Why aren't we stuck at 81%?
Because Devin Booker's questionable. If Devin Booker was ready and available and 100% healthy, I'll be about 79, 78% sure they would lose. Okay. But Devin Booker being questionable, I'll say 84%.
That pushes it up. So with Devin Booker being doubtful, would that push it up to like 87 or 89?
Yeah, that's like a 88 and a half, maybe. That's like 88 and a half.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
And if he's out, yeah, it's like 92%. Yeah.
Well, this
is growing too.
Yes, you don't want to play with that. I just saw Because I actually had to go fact check this because I didn't think it was real. Like y'all dudes know that Oklahoma City, their starting five have been on the floor for these many minutes.
Yeah,
this
because the
season?
moment
That's crazy, man.
I was like,
the
wait a
moment
minute,
Jada
that's
comes
not
back,
right.
Isaiah Hartenstein
Iverson
went
was
out.
hurt,
Yeah.
I had to go fact check that. I'm like, no, that ain't true. Yes, it is. And then they turn
Is he
around.
back?
No.
No Hartenstein. Mm-mm.
So still 0 minutes even after tonight.
Yep. No Hartenstein.
Do you know
And
Chet's
then
20-0 this season?
with Chet in the lineup.
Yeah, Chet
They
didn't
haven't-
play the one game they lost. So
Yeah,
Chet
with
hasn't
Chet-
lost.
Well, I
They
mean,
haven't lost
everybody
yet.
else is 23.
This is like
in
back-to-back
mud, like-
years, because I remember last year was something like that where like Chet doesn't really lose games. When Chet plays, he actually wins quite a lot. Yeah, that's very interesting.
I
Because
just
last
like
year
the
he only
matchup.
played 32 games and they were 26-6. So like Chet doesn't lose very often. So shout out to Chet.
I really like
Having a
this
good career.
matchup though with Oklahoma City and Phoenix. And the reason why I like this matchup is because Gillespie puts a lot of pressure on Case and Wallace in their defense. I got to start paying more attention to this kid, Gillespie. I remember him in college. I remember him when he was at Villanova. And Ox, I'm tired of hearing the small point guard logic. I'm sick of that. Jalen Brunson is 6'1", right? Not only is Jalen Brunson 6'1", Tyrese Maxey is 6'2". Not only is Tyrese Maxey 6'2", Chris Paul was 6 feet, right? Darius Garland is 6'1". He might be the best ball handler in the game. It's outside of Kyrie Irving. There aren't many guys. So the small guard logic, I'm tired of listening to that. This kid, he's got one of those games where once he gets going, especially with the long ball, he's extremely dangerous. He puts a lot of pressure on Case and Wallace. When I watched him play Phoenix, he put a lot of pressure on Case and Wallace, not just on the ball, but off the ball, knowing which spots to cover, knowing which spots to roam to. I don't think Oklahoma City smokes these dudes. I think this is going to be a lot bigger. I think this is going to be a much better fight than what I thought it was going to be.
I mean, sure, it'll be a fight or whatever, but I mean, ultimately, we know the outcome. Oklahoma City will win in advance. And just earlier, 5 minutes ago, I said we're going to beat OKC. I'm probably lying as well. OKC the ball goes up, they start playing, the clock runs out, they've won the basketball game. I do like how Phoenix competes, though. I will say that they don't wilter. I see a lot of teams when they play OKC, right, and they get to picking up full and turning your ball handlers 2-3 times before they get past half court. Like I see some teams kind of shy away from that and kind of just quit. Luka Doncic and also Reeves, I'm speaking to you, right? But Phoenix won't do that, and Phoenix will meet force with force. That's also something I've seen with Phoenix. Phoenix will also pick you up and apply a lot of ball pressure and things of that nature. So I do, I'm looking forward to watching the game because I do think Phoenix is going to compete. However, again, OKC will ultimately take care of business.
But this is why I like the NBA Cup, Chill, because you push all your chips to the middle of the table, and all it takes is for a team to have one night off, And look, OKC don't have the nights off, but Phoenix are a team that can give them some issues with the way they play. So that's why I love the in-season tournament, man.
Anybody could win it
because all the chips, do or die basketball, everything's on the table. There's stakes. It's we're in December. It's crazy. And all it takes is one off night, and then we can have someone that we didn't think would win the cup win it. So I'm very much looking forward to the games, man, tonight.
Yep.
Y'all, I want to rewind though, and I want to talk some more about the games that happened last night in specific. So we talked about the Knicks and the Raptors. I know a certain guy from Canada's not here, but would anybody like to speak into what you guys seen from the Raptors last night? Did they just get beat? And for full transparency, guys, I know some people in the chat that didn't catch the game. Mm-hmm. I actually didn't happen to catch the game last night. So I'm asking out of curiosity. Well, I was in and out the game. I was covering another game. But did the Raptors just not show up last night? Did the Knicks just outplay them? Was there a certain player that didn't really play good?
But it's not just
the Raptors showed up. Their best player didn't show up. That's
who's the best player?
He didn't show up. Yeah, that's what he didn't show up. But some guys showed up. Some guys tried to go bam for bam with Jalen Brunson in the first quarter, and then got no assistance from their supposed best player on the team.
Fact.
and that kind of derailed things.
Interesting.
But yeah, for the most part, I would say a lot of the Raptors showed up. Jacoby Walter gave some good minutes yesterday. That was cool. Colin Murray Boyles gave some decent minutes. Brandon Ingram was really, really good, especially early on. I think Jamal Sheds did about as good as you could hope for a player of Jamal Shed's caliber. Like, he had the ball moving, he made his threes. So I think Jamal Shed was cool. Jakob Poeltl was, but for the most part, yeah, I would say the Raptors showed up for the most part. If their best player decided to join the party, I think the game would have been a bit more competitive. But he didn't, and that happens sometimes.
I want to call. Can we call it what it is? Because Ox been talking about this dude for quite some time now. OG Anunoby shut the door on that dude last night. He shut the door on him last night. Let's call it what it is. OG Anunoby. OG Anunoby told Scotty Barnes, I don't know what everybody else out here is doing, but you're not getting involved in this. I'm going to make sure that you're not going to be involved in any of this. I'm going to make sure that everything that you get tonight is going to be extremely difficult. Extremely. And he did that. When he got off the ball, he didn't let him get the ball back. When he did get the ball, he was extremely disruptive with him. It was one shot. He forced him into turnovers. OG Anunoby did a great job on Scotty Barnes last night. Great.
Sure, you got to remember, OG taught Scotty everything he know.
By the way.
Oh, yeah, OG was over there in Toronto, huh?
Yes, sir. By the way. Yes.
But it wasn't. But Ron,
I just want to put it out there that Brandon Ingram was frying that same OG Anunoby yesterday. But it's
frying
cool.
him. He was
frying OG's not for everyone, so it's cool. Like,
Hey Mars, just because I could whoop you doesn't mean I could whoop him. No.
Yeah, I was just
Those two things ain't the same thing. Nah.
I mean, we've seen OG get cooked before. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's happened.
Yeah, you're gonna get cooked in the league from time to time. But
yes.
I think Ron, it wasn't just last night with the Raptors, and I think the same. I think Miami was the same when I said that last night tells you more about the teams that lost. I think, but I think this is why I always say that you have to take the first 25, 30, 35 games with a grain of salt, because we get very excited about some teams. You know, we get too low on some teams, but over the course of the season, usually it normalizes and comes back to baselines. And I think that sort of this, I think the Raptors started off really well. They're sort of normalizing again, 15-11. Same with the Heat, 14-11. I think they're the 8th seed now, the Heat, after all of a sudden being, you know, a top 4 seed for most of the season. So I think it's just about teams sort of more so falling into who they actually are. And I think the Raptors have been struggling lately, like they have been. And some of it is Scotty. Like, if we're gonna put Scotty on a pedestal sometimes when he's playing well, we also have to shine the light when he's not performing. And this is one of the reasons why people aren't as big on Scotty as his potentially, you know, wants us to believe, because in these really big moments when everything's on the line and you want someone to come to help out Brandon Ingram offensively, he's just nowhere to be seen. You know, against the Lakers, he had an amazing third quarter, but for the other 3 quarters, sometimes you forget he's on the floor offensively. You know, that can't happen when we're talking about guys that want to be all NBA, that guys are trying to be, you know, that are your franchise cornerstones. You're expecting these guys to show up when it matters most. And someone like OG can't have this guy in jail in a winner takes all sort of environment. So I just thought it was a little disappointing, but I just think it's these teams reverting back to sort of who they are ultimately.
Damon, you got to look at the East. The 3 and 9 seed are separated by a game and a half. It's one. It's
just
one.
So you know, Ron, I could go from hosting the playoff series. I could go from hosting the playoff series to possibly being out the playoffs. That could happen in a week. Mm-hmm. In 1 week, that could happen. That's the separation that we're looking at right now. But the same thing happens when it happens in the Western Conference. Wow, the Western Conference is incredible. The Western Conference is so awesome. Meanwhile, in the East, when you got a team that's in third place,
the
that
teams
can go
are mid over there in the East.
See, here we go.
I mean, we're seeing it now, right?
Chill.
We're
number 6 seed in the West would damn near be the 2 seed in the East.
Who's the 6 seed in the West?
The number 6 seed in the West right now.
That mid-team
is Minnesota. Yeah. Minnesota is the 6th seed in the West.
I'm not going to be a believer in the Raptors until I start believing in, you know, Scotty Barnes as an offensive player, and I don't know when I'm ever going to do that, to be honest with you. He's just not the the number one option that you're looking for in a, number one on your team type of player or archetype. The jumper fades when he needs it. Doesn't really have a lot of go-to moves outside of, being a really good transition player or open court player. He thrives there, but anything in the half court when he has to generate offense for himself, it can get a bit nasty. But also just want to give out a shout out to Jalen Brunson, who, in my opinion, anybody 6'2", 6'1", and under, he's as good of a scorer as we've seen that height in NBA history. I'm there with Jalen Brunson, bro. Jalen Brunson can score on all three levels. He has a post game. He can shoot pull up threes, catch and shoot threes. He can shoot pull up middies out of pick and roll. He can get it to his isolation bag. He's efficient everywhere on the court. He's a great free throw shooter as well. He can get into the intermediate game with floats and finish at the like. Jalen Brunson is really one of them ones. And, he kind of is in that tier of player, like, to me, with like Donovan Mitchell, to where I don't think they get the credit that they fully deserve. Because this is also somebody who has a lot of great playoff performances as well. It's not like we're waiting to see if Jalen Brunson can translate to the playoffs. We've seen him do that multiple times now. So I just want to give a shout out to Jalen Brunson because he's one of the greatest, 6'2" underscores we've seen in the league.
Real talk, when you're talking about tough shot makers, because we actually had a conversation not too long ago about tough shot makers, where does he rank amongst the better tough shot makers in the game? Like when I think about tough shot makers, Irv, Jamal Murray, Steph Curry, Joker. I mean, I'm thinking about tough shot makers.
Luka,
even though that's not his entire diet of shots, but he's a damn good tough shot maker. What do you think he is when it comes to tough shot making?
I mean, he's definitely in the upper echelon of that. If I were to give a ranking, probably top 5-ish, right? Because you have to remember a lot of his stuff is kind of tough. You know what I'm saying? He has to create a little bit of space because he's not the most athletic guy in the world, right? It's not like he's just flying by people off the dribble and stuff like that. He's a very methodical type of scorer. Kind of tries to get to his spots, get a little body contact to create some separation and get into a jumper that's usually at least slightly contested. But again, he's hitting these shots at a remarkable clip. So I definitely would say he's one of the top ones for sure.
Sure. I don't give him enough credit for the space.
Fan,
I don't give him enough credit, Ron, for the space that he creates. Even though he's 6'1", 6'2", something like that. I don't give him enough credit for the space that he creates to get those shots off. Because when you're not that athletic and you don't get up off the floor as high as you need to, like, you got jump shooters like Zach LaVine who jumps this high on his jump shot. Like, that's not Brunson. So Brunson, in order for him to get his shot off, he needs to create a lot of space. And I think he's great at angles. Now, him going as Shed yesterday, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't expect Shed to go band for band with him, but I also think that, as a defender, which is what Shed is, I'm going to do my best to at least make it difficult on him. But it's hard to make it difficult on a guy who's an elite tough shot maker. He's elite at that. It's hard to make it difficult on them. Very much so.
All right, well, I think we all know what time it is when it comes to Jalen Brunson. The dude is averaging 28 points this season. He averaged 26 points last season. He averaged 28 points the season before that, and he averaged 24 points the year before that. I think when Jalen Brunson comes across our screen, when we are in the Splash Sports app, I think it's almost a guarantee that you're going to take more with Jalen Brunson. And that goes for players like SGA. That goes for players like Luka Doncic. That goes for players like Tyrese Maxey. It's guys that when you see them, you just take the more. And then you got guys, the Lesters of this league, that when they come across your screen, you're more so probably going to hit that less button. But that's what you do on Splash Sports. After you download the app, which you can do by scanning this QR code or clicking the link in the bio, you will get a ton of player projections that come across the screen. And it's very simple. If you have a guy's points, You either pick more because you believe that that player is going to score more, or you pick less because you're like, it's no way in hell this player is going to score this amount of points tonight. And it's not just with points. You get points, you get rebounds, you get assists, you get PRA, points, rebounds, and assists. You can get threes for the night, threes made. You can get shots attempted. It's all type of different player projections that you can get. And that's the beauty of it, because you can really stretch your imagination and put your basketball knowledge to the test. And on top of that, you have better odds on Splash Sports than you would have on these other bozo apps, because you don't need to get all your picks right. You just have to get more correct picks than the rest of the people that's in your group, and then you win cash. It's very simple. So new users, like this banner says, use code player and you can deposit up to, well, when you deposit up to $50, we will match up to $50, and you'll get a 100% boost on your first entry. So once again, click that link in the bio, build your quick picks, and let's see who really knows ball. Like Big Ox, what you got for us today?
Well, today I decided on Wednesday hump day we'll stay away from all the Lesters and just go straight more. Just more today. That's it. And I kicked it off by taking the easy one. SGA, 31.5 points. You know he's going more than that. That's just a walk in the park, a regular day in the office for him. So 31.5 with SGA, going more. And then my man Colin Gillespie, we went with 13.5 points, more for him as well. DeAndre Ayton against the San Antonio Spurs, 22.5 points and rebounds, took the more for him. And to wrap it all up, my man Foxy, 9.5 assists and rebounds against the Los Angeles Lakers, took the more on him too. Also, $5 turns into 60. We call that easy money. Yeah.
And that's what that is. We will see you guys in the winner's circle. But as of right now, fellas, we're going to get around to these super chats. I still do want to talk about last night's game, the Magic versus the Heat. We had a battle of the two Florida teams. I think that was a good matchup, but I want to deep dive into that a little more. Also, we spoke on OKC and the Suns, but I would like to still get everybody's predictions. But let's talk about the Lakers and the Spurs. We're going to dive into that. And then also, Damian brought up a fair point, talking about the standings and teams falling into the places where we thought that they would be before the season. I want to also deep dive into the standings and see what that means for us right now, just what things are looking like at this point of the season. December 10th, we're starting to get a good read on all these teams, a good feel on where teams are, where players are, how teams are playing, and all of that stuff. But we're going to dive into the standings as well. And then, fellas, later in the show, it's been a little cold up here. That's why I came up here with this sweatshirt. That's why I've been wearing my overcoat and all of that. I need some super hot takes for y'all. I need something that you guys have been seeing or feeling or been waiting to just get out, waiting to get off your chest. So we're going to get into some super hot takes. Chat, I need to know you guys' super hot takes. Send them via super chat, or you could just drop them in the chat, whatever the case may be. But as of right now, the first super chat that I got.
Is that what you want to do, Ron? You want to turn the heat up a little bit? Want to get it warm in here?
Chill. I'm trying to be where you at. I want it to feel like South Beach in here,
Turn the heat up a little bit. It's a little too calm in here. All right, I can get with that.
Yeah. I mean, if y'all want to, I could call Swiper a pin. And they'll turn the heat up in here. Y'all know that
we don't need that. We actually having some good basketball talk right now. That's what we doing. We straight.
All right.
The
first super chat I got.
Roasters.
The Godfather sent through a super chat and said, "What is the panel's single greatest accomplishment when you played your respective sport?" And also, Ron, stop saying the Seahawks got the best defense. That belongs to the Denver Broncos.
Stop saying that, Ron. Stop saying that, Ron, because it ain't true. It's a lie. It's not
the best defense resides in Houston, Texas. I don't know.
By the way,
one of y'all.
All right, so everybody got the best defense then.
Texas have the best defense.
No, everybody don't have it, but Seattle doesn't have the best defense. That's for damn. That's for damn. We know that for a fact. So
yeah,
y'all know what it is.
Yes, sir. That is for damn.
But what's everybody's single greatest accomplishment in their sports? Mars, since you were the biggest protege up here, I would like the chat would like to hear from you. What was your single greatest accomplishment when you were playing cricket?
Back in like 2018, when Friday fortnight was a thing, I had to rush home from school to make it in time to
After
start
practice?
qualification. School, to make it back in time. And so Friday fortnight would start at like 4 p.m. School finished at like 3, so I had to rush. I had to, because I lived quite far away from my school, so I had to rush. And one time I made it back at 3:57. So that was a
Mars,
pretty
you
good
know the
What
people
time
would-
did you have to
the
you had to
peop-
be
the
there 4
people
o'clock?
would-
Yeah, so I made it with 3 minutes to spare. So I got
Hold,
to get
hold,
in the house,
hold on, y'all.
took off my
Don't
bag,
buy into
got
this
some
because
water, went straight, got my PlayStation.
well,
Started playing
Mars,
that Friday fortnight.
the people would really like to get to know you better, brother. Like they don't.
I just
they
gave
would really
them
like to get to know you.
Mars
better.
law right there. I just made it back in 57 minutes to go play Friday fortnight.
Ox, we did just learn about Mars. So what he just told us.
I just told everyone I lived far away from my school.
Exactly.
My school finished at 3. I was in school in 2018. How much more information about me do you want?
So
People-
Ox,
a
we
lot
just
of
learned
people don't know that,
Mars,
you were pretty good.
Mars
You used
from
to be really
that-
good.
Mars from the trap. You know what I'm saying? Mars from the ghetto. You know what I'm saying?
Don't think we don't know that, Mars.
He was going
We
to
do
the
know that.
good
Oh,
school.
I don't know how much more
Look. He
information
was
Oaks
going
is
to
seeking.
the
I just
good
gave so much
school
information.
on the other side of town. You know, the good school wasn't near him. He couldn't go to the school near him. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to go to his parents wanted to send him to the good school.
Well, no. Real
You know what I'm
talk.
saying?
Mars got recruited to go to the big school across the town because he was that much of a skilled athlete in whatever sport he played. I'm not going to put out what sport he played, but in whatever sport he played, Mars was so good that he was recruited as a high schooler. You know how good you got to be to get recruited as a high schooler?
And on
I just-
top
Hey,
of
he
that,
was out there trying to get out the
Possibly
slump.
one.
and on top of that, this is how we know Mars is from the trap. Like usually when you get out of school, who there for you? Who waiting for you, Big Ox? No, who waiting when you get out of school at 3 o'clock? Who waiting for you? You usually get a ride home from your people. Somebody waiting for you.
Shit, not me.
Mars ain't had nobody waiting for him. Mars had to run home. So that tells me that Mars don't live on that. He live on the other side of town. He live on the side of town where the bodega's at, where the corner store is. That's where Mars live at. All right.
All I know is I just gave out a lot of information. Ox is complaining for nothing.
Oh, I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to, I'm a man of the people, and I try to
You don't
advocate for
consider
the-
esports a sport? You don't consider esports a sport?
Because
That's what it was. Friday fortnight.
Don't
Friday
do that,
fortnight was
Mars.
a
Don't
major
do that.
competition. I don't
Don't do that. No, I never said that. I never said that. What I'm saying is, I try to advocate for the people, and the people want to get to know you, Mars. They don't know that you used to be pretty good.
And to the person who asked if I won, did you think my greatest accomplishment would have been getting home at 3:57 instead of winning Friday fortnight? Obviously, I did not win. No,
that's kind of the point.
but I made it back at 3:57. So yeah.
For me,
What you got for us?
just to say, really, I would say just to be able to get overseas for the little bit of time that I did. I had to take a roundabout route. You know what I mean? It took me a little extra. And just to make it happen, I was super happy to get that monkey off my back. You know what I'm saying? Go get a couple dollars to play basketball. So that for me, that was a major accomplishment just to prove to myself that I could do it.
Word.
That's dope, man. I mean,
Chill?
for me,
Go ahead, Damien.
Go ahead, Damien. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Damien.
for me, I think when you sign your first pro deal, it's always the one that you remember the most. So I left home when I was 12, and headed over to the UK and signed my first deal when I was 13. But the proudest moment was probably being called up to the national team. I think whenever you can represent your country, that was probably the biggest highlight. And then from the sort of sports writer side, I think very humbling experience when it was the first Lakers game I covered. Just getting some time with LeBron. I think that was a really cool moment. And you sort of don't stop and think about some of the sort of you made it moments, but that was one where, damn, this LeBron James that I've got some time with that I'm asking a few questions to. So yeah, it was pretty dope, man. They might do.
when you covered the Lakers, was that down there, or you were here in the States?
I was
it
in the
like that
States.
came-
Yeah, I was in the States. So a few trips up a year at least to cover them. So I try and do a few clusters of games when I come up. So I might base myself in Florida, for example, and do the Magic and do the Heat or whatever the case may be. But this time I was in LA, so got a few Clippers games, got a few Lakers games. But yeah, really dope, man.
Word. Hey, you talk about that national team. I think I told you guys, Mehmet Okur, in 2000, he found out that Kobe Bryant couldn't play in the Olympics because he got married that summer. And Mehmet Okur said, if Turkey had qualified for the Olympics, my wedding would have got pushed back. That's a big deal playing for the national team. Yeah, that's a huge deal. He was like, nah, yo, we can get married later. I'm playing in the Olympics. No doubt about that.
It's crazy though. The only country where athletes aren't just like, dying to play for their national team.
Yep. Yeah.
It happens to be, that one country.
I don't know. That might just be for basketball. Most athletes
you're gonna win. That's
why. Most athletes are dying to get to the Olympics and play, no matter where they're from. Even in America, I think it might just be NBA players in basketball. Everything else, man, dudes are like the Olympics is a huge deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ron just trying to find something to complain about. Nothing new.
I'm not complaining. Real talk. I'm telling the truth. NBA players just act like it's just Olympic team. Whatever. Same with the All-Star game. Whatever.
Yeah, because the Olympics and the All-Star game isn't the pinnacle of their sports. It's why in like football, real football, respectfully, it's why the Olympics isn't as big of a deal for that sport either, because the World Cup is the pinnacle. So you'd never miss the World Cup, but the Olympics, you're not going to send your best players. For example, the last Olympics, I think France won gold in football. If you look at their team, it's nothing like the team they sent to the World Cup. It's like the quality of players, drastically different. Same thing with the NBA players and Team USA in the Olympics. It's because they put all their work into the NBA season, because that's the pinnacle of their sport, not the Olympics. So it's just, that's all it is. It's just what's the highest achievement in your sport. That's probably what people are going to put the most time and stock into.
Even with basketball though, I would still think that a lot of the guys are still excited to play. They just kind of know, like, yeah, we're probably going to win. But I would still say that most of the guys in the NBA, they're still excited to go play for the national team. No, I think they still hold it in high regard.
Then why don't they play more? Why don't the best players play more? If that's true. Like,
it's because it's political. It's just some political true. I think they pick. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Jalen Brown tried to play.
Right. I think dudes want to play. I think it's just it's just political. It's what it is. But I still think the dudes.
I'm a firm believer.
If not chill, then why would Bron and KD and Steph still be playing?
KD been there every time since 2012, right?
Did he play in 21?
I'm sure if they would have allowed it, if they would have picked him, he would have been there in 08.
I don't think he played in 21, but I think you're right, Moss.
He definitely did. He
did. Did he play in 21?
He was the MVP of the tournament. He definitely played.
Yeah. Because
he absolutely played. I vividly remember him playing.
Was that in Rio?
That was 2016. No. He also played in that one.
He did play in that one. I do remember that. 21.
That was in Beijing, huh? No,
I think it was somewhere in Asia.
Tokyo.
Yeah, it was.
Tokyo.
Yeah, Tokyo.
Beijing.
It was yeah.
Tokyo, yeah. We won bronze.
No, Moss. It's not the same thing. No, it's not. Absolutely not.
All right. You guys asked biggest accomplishments that we've had. Well, me personally, my biggest accomplishment.
We don't want to hear yours. We want to hear Chill's. I'm respectfully.
My biggest accomplishment and Chill's biggest accomplishment, yours too, Mars, is going to be pulling up to the Moda Center in Portland to watch the Trailblazers play against the Lakers, the Thunder, the Miami Heat. We won't know until the actual game is circled on the calendar and announced. But all we do know is that it's going to be later this season. We know it's going to be at the Moda Center. We know we are going to be live courtside or on the floor. And we know that somebody is going to get an all-inclusive trip to come to Portland with us. But all you have to do is collect all 5 pieces of our merch, and you will enter into a raffle. Now, when you collect all 5 of these pieces, make sure that you DM the Player's Choice account. Make sure you DM me or make sure you reach out to a Player's Choice affiliate and let us know that you have all 5 pieces. It's like collecting the Infinity Stones. And then you can be the Thanos of this trip. All right, y'all. Next up, we're going to talk about how you guys could lose some weight and how you could be in the best shape of your life and how you can improve everything that you have going on in your everyday life. And that's by losing the time that you spend in the kitchen preparing those nasty meals that you put together anyways. You see, the meals is already trash and you're losing time. So why not upgrade the quality of your meals and the quality of your life? And you can do that right here with Factor Meals. I know you guys probably work long days, long hours. You may have kids, you may have a significant other, you may have a busy work schedule. Whatever the case may be, you can always use a few extra minutes to do the things that you really want to do in life, or just to kick your feet back and enjoy just your downtime and all of that. Well, that's where Factor Meals comes into play. Factor Meals helps me eat smarter. It helps me save time, and it helps me focus on the things that I really want to focus on, especially with their dietitian approved meals that are delivered right to my front door. And I don't even got to go to the grocery store no more. The grocery store comes to me. They have 65 weekly meals made for how you want to live and how you like to eat. Now, Chill eats Factor Meals. Ox eats Factor Meals. Swiper eats Factor Meals. You should do the same thing because, well, from what I've heard, the word on the street is that 97% of customers say that Factor Meals has helped them live a healthier lifestyle. So you can feel the difference no matter what your routine is. So here's what you need to do. Eat smart at factormeals.com/playerschoice50 off and use code playerschoice50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code playerschoice50 off at factormeals.com for 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Get delicious, ready to heat and eat meals delivered right to your front door. We will see you at factormeals.com. And also, I can't wait to see you guys' new health path, and weight goals. All right, we got a few more super chats, and then we're going to dive into the games that happened last night, or the game that we didn't talk about that happened last night. The next super chat is from Teflon Gunsmoke. Teflon said, respect AJ DeBansa. Yeah, all that fitting in with the team shit is cool, but at the end of the day, the goal is to put the ball in the basket.
And I saw that playmaking yesterday. It looked real good. I did see some of that playmaking. That playmaking looked good, boy. He was throwing the ball to the rim. He was coming off that pick and dive. It looked really good. I like what I saw from him. I don't know.
Maybe who does he remind you of, Chill?
My best friend that I grew up with. His name's Roderick Rhodes. That's what he reminds me of. And I know that sounds crazy to you dudes, but my best friend that I grew up with, he was the number 2 high school basketball player in the country, scored over 1,500 points, played at the University of Kentucky, and he also played in the NBA. That's who he gives me that vibe, like a better.
He was 6'9", Chill?
6'7".
Okay, that's the one that pulled up.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
That's the one that pulled up on us.
No, that was Roy. Roy. He went to Purdue. Rob went to Kentucky. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. That's what he remind me of.
He threw an anticipatory lob last night. I was like, oh, look at AJ. AJ looked special last night. I don't I haven't been watching too many of the games or keeping up with them. I heard part of y'all's conversation yesterday about him. AJ looked like, oh, okay. Yeah, they weren't up here just he looked like he could be one of them ones for real.
Who is that beast that BYU got in the paint though? That dude that's putting his face in the rim.
Boy.
He is a monster, Ron. Like he looked like he'll hurt you. Like when he go into the rim, if you in the way, he look like he will hurt you. He kind of give me a Ben Wallace vibe, to be honest with you. Like getting to the rim, catching lobs, just being around the basket. He just a ball of energy. And if you don't match that energy, you are going to get ran over. That's what he remind me of.
Yeah, BYU got a good team.
The AJ shot making is like so polished for someone his age. Like it doesn't look like someone his age should have that like sort of shot profile and ability. to make jump shots like that in the lane. He had one yesterday where he's like, it's a mini dream shake in the lane, and then he's taking a step back and it's just all net. It's like it's just a very advanced offensive game.
Last night looked like
he could be
the
one
potential. That's what it looked like. It looked like that's the vision basically with AJ.
That's what I was telling you, Mars.
So
you and I literally just had this conversation yesterday, and when I see stuff like that, that's what gets my wheels turning. Like, okay, it reminds me of Bill Walsh when he saw Jerry Rice for the first time. When he saw Jerry Rice for the first time, he's in his room and he's drawing up plays. Like, all right, I could put him in this, I could put him in that. That doesn't necessarily mean that he can do all of these things, but he sees it, and maybe we could teach him this, maybe we could teach him that. When I see AJ DeBanster, I'm seeing him dive to the rim and basically jump over everybody. So I see the athleticism. So I know that he'll be able to compete athletically. Great. I also see him when he's playing in that pick and dive. He knows how to read defenses. Okay, I can teach him how to read defenses better. So stuff like that I'm watching and I'm going off of, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is how we can implement him into what we're doing.
Nah, yeah, he's and he looks huge out there. Pause. How tall is AJ? 6'10".
6'9", 6'10", yeah, 6'9", 6'10". We'll get his official measurements closer to draft night, but yeah, 6'9", 6'10". I think he's their biggest player because their big is like 6'7".
Yeah,
the big man that Chill's talking about, he's about 6'8", 6'7" maybe. So I think AJ's their biggest player. He plays.
He play like he's 7 foot.
Let's say they hyping it, Mars, and let's say it just happens to be 6'8".
Still a big win.
That's incredible for him to be 6'8", move like that,
moves too,
handle like that, shoot like that. Like he moves so fluidly. Like, it's players that are nice. They can handle the ball. They have moves, but they're just clunky.
Mm-hmm.
He
like
has.
Scotty Barnes.
I don't see no clunkiness to him. He moves. It's just so smooth and fluid.
Sorry, real talk. That's
that's actually a good comp because Scotty don't move with this kind of fluidity. You know what I'm saying?
I told Penn and I had this conversation about Scotty Barnes, and I told him that I would watch more Scotty Barnes. This was last season, and unfortunately,
you don't see
didn't move. I did. I'm sorry. I don't want to sound like the old guy to get off my lawn, but to your point, real talk, I just didn't. I didn't.
The eye test matters, man. We need to start acting like the eye test isn't important. If you're watching a player and you every time you watch him, you keep coming away with, I don't see what you guys are seeing, then that's it. Like you can't force your eyes to see something that isn't there, in your opinion. Like you can't force them to see something. So if you don't see
and Mars, I felt bad too. To be honest with you, Mars, I felt bad because I was like, am I missing something here? Maybe because I started watching more games because I was like, maybe I'm not seeing what these dudes are seeing. Maybe I'm wrong here. And then I'm still watching and I'm like, I don't see it. Maybe I'm wrong.
But chill, it's okay though. It's okay. Like not everyone's going to be a 1A type superstar. I think for Scotty Barnes, I don't know about you guys, but for me, his ceiling defensively is far higher than offensively. Like I'm yet to see anything offensively that can suggest he could be a 1A or a 1B on any championship team. And it's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, like it's okay. Not everyone's going to be that, but he'll always need guys like Brandon Ingram or complementary stars if the Raptors are ever going to contend. And it's okay.
The problem is, Damien, when I hear stuff like that, I'll get excited. I'm like, who is Scotty Barnes? I got to start paying attention to him. And then there's this deflation, like, oh man, I don't see it. But then I try to get myself hype again, like, okay, maybe I ain't seeing what you seeing. So, okay, I'm going to pay more attention. I'm going to pay attention to him when he get the ball and see how he dives to the basket. And then it's like, I don't see it. Am I wrong? Is something wrong with me?
I mean, it depends on what you're looking for. What are you looking for before you look to watch Scotty Barnes? What are you looking for? I'm
looking for a super freak athlete. I'm looking for a dude that's nice with the pill, a dude that could score buckets on any and everybody at any point. I'm looking for a
that's it right there. That's right there.
That's what I was.
That's the issue.
You're looking at the wrong.
But you got that's all I've been trying to tell you. Beware of false prophets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just gotta watch.
Who's the false prophet?
Ron, be easy, brother. We just talking ball.
All right, I'm gonna make that call now.
All I'm saying is you gotta understand, like, that's why they got Brandon Ingram, because Scotty is not gonna score on everybody. He's not gonna catch the ball, ice up on the wing, and go to work in the ISO situation and just give you bucket after bucket. That's not Scotty Barnes' game. Scotty Barnes is an awesome defender. Scotty Barnes is awesome in transition. Scotty Barnes can make that extra pass. Scotty Barnes is a hooper.
Yeah.
Scotty Barnes is absolutely a baller. He's a hooper. He's not an ISO give you 28 a night type of dude though. And for me, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's
and a ski mask.
Ron's so nasty.
Ron is ridiculous.
And this dude. Wait till I see him, yo. I swear, wait till I see this dude, yo.
You know, but that's my only thing about Scotty is like, and for me, I don't need you to be that. You know, my favorite player of all time is Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't need you to be a catch the ball on the wing and fry everybody in front of you to respect your game. I think Scotty is still the best player on the Raptors, but he's not a number one scoring option. So it's just like, what are you looking for? Chill. Don't let anybody tell you that you're gonna watch Scotty Barnes and see Tracy McGrady on the offensive end. You absolutely never will.
I was expecting some shit like that, Ox. I really was. I was expecting to be blown away by a bucket getter, a shot creator, a guy that could get downhill and make plays. The way it was brought to me. And to Mars's point, yeah, you gotta start testing your eyes. It's okay. It's okay to trust the eye test. It is.
But he can score though, Chill. He can score the ball. It's just not the way. He's not. You know, they got Brandon Ingram for a reason though.
Yeah, it's just not what he does, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like Ox's point, not every basketball players aren't perfect. Scotty Barnes can't do all of the stuff he does in terms of rebounding, playmaking, playing off the ball, playing in transition, defense, and then be this superstar Kevin Durant type scorer. Because if he could, then quite frankly, we're looking at the best player in the league. Like, and he's not, and that's fine. But everything else he does, and then if you're able to get someone next to him who can do that half court scoring, like a Brandon Ingram, ideally you level up a player of Brandon Ingram's caliber and you get like the next group up. Maybe that is like a Jalen Brunson type or whoever. Yeah. Scotty Barnes will fit them seamlessly because he can play pick and roll, he can play short roll, he can play in the dunker spot, he can make connective reads, he's knocking down spot up threes this year. You get all of that, and it's like, oh wow, look at Scotty Barnes. We got this guy providing top 20 impact outside of half court scoring, and that's a rare player to find. But you find someone returning impact in all the ways that stars typically don't return that impact. And it's like, okay, well, that's valuable. It's just you need someone to actually do the things that stars, quote unquote, typically do, which is, you know, the scoring stuff.
I was gonna ask y'all, how far up the list can you get as a player while not being a fantastic scorer in the half court? Because when I'm thinking about it, like the people that do all the other things very well. So like a Scottie Pippen, where did Scottie Pippen max out at as far as like top what number of?
He was a top 5 player.
But Scotty was far better.
Top player when he was playing with.
He's a much better.
Scotty Barnes is a super poor man's version of Scottie Pippen. Like
there's
poor, like a broke ass version of Scottie Pippen. Like he's like a super duper broke ass version of Scottie Pippen.
I think with the defense, Mars. I think coupled in with the defense and the stuff that you talked about with being in the dunker spot, being able to affect the game the way he does, being able to knock down an open shot, the fact that he can't create offense as a bucket getter consistently, I think the other stuff can trump that. And I think that he could possibly be a consistent top 15 player at his best.
I think it's almost the Draymond
top
Green
10, I think you asked
comparison. It's almost a Draymond Green comparison, real talk, where it will really depend on most of the time who he's surrounded with. Because if you're playing elite level defense, if you're doing all the intangible stuff, if you can pass the ball, like all the attributes Mars says, there's so much value in it. And if you're not a great half court scorer or creator or a shot creator, or you're not putting out big offensive numbers, if you get the right team around you and you're in sort of defensive player of the year conversations, you can be a perennial sort of top 15, top 20, top 20.
I compared him
that can
to
be
Draymond.
That can be more than enough to win a few titles and things.
Yeah,
Draymond Mars?
I compared him to Draymond pre-draft.
Because I heard Scottie Pippen. That's probably why
I compared him to Draymond and Ben Simmons. And this was when Ben Simmons was good. So it wasn't
mad at the Ben.
I compared him to like Draymond and Ben Simmons. Like meshed. I never saw the half court upside that I guess some other people see. Everything I viewed him as was like this connective offensive piece, but like it was still extremely valuable. I value those archetypes. Do I think they're gonna exceed that of the, to Damien's point, the true superstars? No, but I do think like in terms of possession to possession impact, they're always going to be really, really impactful because they do so many things. But at the end of the day, close games, fourth quarter, half court, yeah, we all know that there's a reason Toronto go to Brandon Ingram every time. There's a reason for that. And Scottie Barnes knows that. The Raptors know that. The players know that. Brandon Ingram is their guy for half court scoring, shot creation. Spreadsheet FC have a problem with Brandon Ingram because of the way he does it, because it's a lot of mid-range stuff. But at the end of the day, no one else on their roster can do it. And that includes Scottie Barnes. No one else on their roster can do it. So that skill set is valuable. But I say all that, but I think we all know, we might joke about it. Scottie Barnes is still the Raptors' best player, regardless of the fact that Brandon Ingram has the skill set of he's more of the superstar skill set in terms of like the things he does is more of the superstar stuff. But Scottie Barnes is still their best player because of everything he still provides. So I think we can all acknowledge that, but acknowledge that he has flaws that will probably limit his ceiling because you're not going to get to the Jokic, Shea. Like
no, he ain't
Jason
never going to be that
Tatum,
good.
Anthony Edwards. He's not going to get there.
Gonna be that
I don't
good.
see it unless there's
Jalen
a major
Brown
change.
And what Jalen said was out of pocket as
He's
well.
never going to be that good.
I don't think he mitts like that though, Damien. I don't think he mitts like that.
Before we get to the next super chat, y'all, I want to kind of bring it back to college basketball. And I also want to give AJ just another shout out. We're starting to see him settle into who he is as a college basketball player. They're 9 games into the season. And, I just want to say a couple things regarding this. Like, y'all, it's not an easy transition to go from high school. I know he plays at the elite EYBL level and elite AAU levels, and he'll play Olympic basketball, with Team USA and stuff like that. But he's still playing against high school competition. It's not, and this goes for Cam Boozer, this goes for Darren Peterson, this goes for all these top college players or any college freshman. It is a jump going from, I was just covering a high school game last night. It is a major jump from watching college basketball or playing college basketball and playing high school basketball. The physicality, the length, the guys that are guarding you, strength, all of that stuff. And so, like, it takes these guys a second to, get adjusted. And on top of that, too, when you're just starting the season, sometimes it takes a while to get into rhythm. So we're starting to see these guys now, or really starting to see who they are, what they can do. AJ, his playmaking has went up over these last few games. Also, we're starting to see him make more shots. He's starting to be a little more efficient. So I'm excited to see how that looks going into conference play, how that looks going into the rest of the season. But also, one more thing I want to say about just college basketball, just in general. This is no knock to G League Ignite. This is no knock to Overtime Elite. This is no knock to dudes going overseas. But it's so much better when all these top prospects are all playing in the same league.
And go your ass to school. Go to school.
It's so much better. We get to watch all of these guys. They might not play against each other, but they're playing in the same league.
Go your ass to school, man. It's better for you.
It's a beautiful thing, y'all.
Go your ass.
Ron, if you're talking about, real quick. If you're talking about, you said you brought it back to college, I want y'all to make sure y'all watching college basketball this weekend, because we do have on the women's side, UConn versus USC. So we'll be seeing that matchup on Saturday, and then on Friday.
That's in Los Angeles too, by the way, Ox. That's in Los Angeles,
and it's going to go down. I'm pretty sure UConn should take care of business, but it'll be a great game. USC will definitely compete, and then on Friday we'll have Texas, the best team in the country, playing against Baylor. So you got some good basketball coming up Friday and Saturday. So y'all make sure y'all tap into that.
Yes, sir.
What were you gonna say, Mars?
They put a graphic on the screen yesterday. I don't know if you guys seen it in the AJ game. It was like the most consecutive 15-point games in the Big 12 to begin their college careers. It had Michael Beasley on it, who we know what he did in college, Kevin Durant, AJ, and Trae Young. AJ, I think, has now just got to 9 straight to begin his college career, which is above Michael Beasley and KD. He's got a long way to go to catch Trae Young. I'll just put that out there. But having him on that group to start his college career, I think is definitely a sign of the scoring potential he has. For anyone wondering, Trae Young was at 26. straight 15-point games to begin his.
He led the country in scoring.
Yeah,
his
so
freshman year. He wasn't
AJ
a
at
good
9,
player.
he's about a third of the way there.
Yeah.
So shout out to AJ, but more than Kevin Durant 7, and Michael Beasley I think had 5 or 6. So
And Ron,
AJ in good
I
company.
think that where we at, to your point, Ron, I think where we are with the NIL, which these agents, they need to get removed because they suck. But with the NIL, I think things like overtime elite and stuff like that, I think it's going to get lessened off the strength that there's an incentive to go to school now. Like before, there wasn't really much of an incentive to go to school outside of just going to school. Well, now, in addition to me going to school, I'm getting paid, right? So I'm playing against high-level competition. I'm going to play, and I'm getting paid too. Yeah, it's definitely more of an incentive to go to school.
Person they really need to thank for that is LeVar Ball when he made that league that paid these players out of high school. Yeah, that's what.
LeVar Ball was the visionary.
Yeah.
Visionary.
People may not like it,
the
but
credit
LeVar's
that he
done a lot of
deserves.
interesting things.
It's the right thing anyway.
When
Like,
you-
imagine how much JJ would have made in college, and some of these other guys. Like, they deserve to make money off
There's-
their
There's
name.
a lot of dudes that would have been paid just getting off that, and I think they should absolutely pay players. They're gonna have to figure out a way to do it a little different, but you have to, when you're making that much money, man, you have to pay the athletes and some like obviously. But to with that being said though, everybody's not going to the league. Everybody's not going to play pro. So getting that education is major. You know what I'm saying? If you're taking your school serious, getting that education is a huge deal, especially seeing as a lot of pro players don't stay pro for a long time. You know what I mean? Going to school, getting that education is super major. You know what I'm saying? So even if you don't, you got to take advantage of that, regardless if you're getting NIL or not. You know what I'm saying? And you got some guys that go to school maybe for two or 3 years, leave, and then end up going back and finishing their degree. So the fact that a lot of guys do that, I think shows how important it is. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think it's a major thing for, regardless if you're getting paid or not. The main thing of college is to get that paperwork, you know, depending on what your profession may be or what you want to do with your life after, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a big deal to get your education, man. So y'all getting them books. And
I was definitely real talk, a get off my lawn old head when it came to this stuff, but I've come around. Because before I was like, my logic was, first of all, if you think about the leagues, so like let's say the Big West, for example, that's the league that I played in when I played at Utah State. We had one guy in the whole league go to the NBA. I'm sorry, we had 2 guys in the whole league go to the NBA. The universities of the other 10 universities, they're responsible for feeding us, for housing us, paying for us to go to school. We do get a stipend. They take care of our travel. They take care of everywhere we go. So my initial thought as I was young, I was like, yo, I don't need to get paid because they're taking care of all of this. But then I'm looking at what basketball has become, and I'm looking at these arenas, and they're filled up with people. TV. I'm looking at these stadiums, and somebody's getting paid, and it damn sure ain't us. And this room and board, that ain't enough. These cafeteria meals, that ain't enough. Absolutely not. So I understand that, and there's a reason why I graduated from college, because I recognize that I'm going to be a man way longer than I'm going to be a ball player. So I have to be able to do something with myself after I'm done playing basketball. With that being said, you got to get what you could get while you could get it, because in the words of the great Biggie Smalls, get what you can get, because ain't no guarantee they're going to love you, because when it's over, it's over.
Yeah, and I see people in the chat that are saying, you know, bad things about college and, oh, you don't need a degree and, you know, it's a way to get in debt. Like, some of those things are true. If you want to do certain things, you don't need a degree. But some people want to be teachers. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to coach college ball. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to be professionals in certain fields, and for those things, you definitely do need a degree. Everybody's not an entrepreneur, so y'all don't listen to all these podcasts. You know what I'm saying? Like all these podcasts.
Listen to this
podcast.
podcast.
It's not
while listening to a podcast.
Yeah.
This isn't. But hold on, this isn't a podcast giving advice about, you know what I'm saying, how, you know, all you gotta do is put $500 in this account, and then you go back to the other bank and you get $500 from here, and you do this. This isn't that type of podcast. So listen to this pod. fine. But for that, don't listen to all them finance bros, man. Get your education, bro. It's a good thing for you. If you're not going to trade school, if you're not going to trade school,
that y'all can.
Don't ever mess around. But if you're not going to trade school, you know what I'm saying? If you're not going to get your CDL, if you're not doing something like that, man, go to school, bro. Like, it's good for you, man. It's good for you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody needs to hear that, because I wish somebody would have told me that. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, take your ass to class, bro. It's good for you. It's good for you.
Ron out here still doing, hey, if you got a chase, hit me up. You know
Ron's a scammer. So
I'm just trying to help you guys learn the Forex world.
I can buy for 8. I'll give you 4. I can pop it for 8. I give you 4.
Real talk.
Hey, Ron is a scammer.
I can 10x your 4x account. So just hit me up, and I'll get you right.
You got that 4x.
Just with that hood on his head, he just looked like the dude that I'll give you 600.
Yeah, that hood is crazy.
I ain't talking about this dude. No, I'm talking about the other one with the hood on his head. Ron looked like that dude. I'll give you 600 this week. You give me 1,600 next week. That's who he ever remind me of.
And look, just look at his fingers. Those are scamming hands. Look at that. It's ridiculous. Also, you know what too?
Right now,
what? Another thing too. I'm sorry, Ron. I know we got to get back to hoop, but I just want to say this too, though. The experience of going to college too. You know what I'm saying? Meeting people, networking, making friends
really
that are making friends that are gonna be CEOs one day, or whatever they might end up doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's life changing stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got, and also, you know what I'm saying? Get out the house. You know what I'm saying? Go meet new people. I'm telling you, man. It's there's more things. There's more things than just worrying about all the other stuff.
Good advice, man.
I'm done. Go ahead, Ron. I'm done, Ron.
I may say that Mars sucks. Ron, you might suck, yo. Now that I think about it, you might suck.
Might suck.
Yeah, you might. I'm not all the way there yet with you, but you might suck, Ron. Maybe.
I'll sway you to the other side, especially after I show you about
Bro,
this.
stop putting your hands on camera, bro. We don't want to see them scamming ass fingers no more.
But Big Ox, I do want to say something though about you, like telling people like you gonna go and make connections and stuff like that. So you guys, believe it or not, I don't just watch basketball all the time, and believe it or not, aside from my other sketchy endeavors, I do some pretty good things in the community up here in Seattle. So I was actually at a middle school yesterday talking to some kids, and it was this one kid in particular. He was just kind of doing his own thing. He was locked in. And so, to start my whole, little speech and everything that I was giving the kids, I said, man, I heard y'all was in detention last week. And I asked them, I said, who's the baddest kid in here? Who's the worst kid in here? And everybody just start pointing at everybody and all of that stuff. It was only one kid that ain't get to pointing at people. And I went up, I shook his hand. I said, see, man, y'all need to be more like him. He ain't up here ratting out on people. He ain't up here telling on nobody. He minding his business. And then there was another point later on when, everybody went and got a break. And he went to go get some water. He was like, hey, man, can I go grab some water? And I was like, yeah, but you got to bring everybody else some. And he was like, I ain't bringing nobody else nothing. I'm filling up my cup. And then, everybody just started laughing. And then he left the classroom. I said, man, this kid focused on himself and he focused on what's going on. And then I told everybody, I said, as a matter of fact, you know what? Because, he was kind of, a little, he had glasses, you could tell he was one of the more
nerdy,
intelligent kids, but there you go, chill. That word. And so when he left, I looked at the kids and I was like, yo, y'all better be friends with that boy. Y'all better get good friends with him.
Let me tell you something. His name is Don. If Don doesn't show up, I don't graduate high school. Don got me through algebra. That's my man. And Don ended up going to Princeton. He ended up getting me through high school. Yes, he did. He ended up going to
you know what Don does right now?
I don't know what he does, but I know he ended up going to Princeton. He was at the top of the league. He was at the top of the list in school. I think if he wasn't valedictorian, he was salutatorian. One of them two. I'm having a tough ass time in algebra. He was in my algebra class, and the way he explained it to me, I ended up getting a B in algebra. Before then, I was getting D's. He started breaking it down to me. He's like, okay, okay, Jermaine, imagine X is Larry Bird. Imagine Y is the amount of rebounds Larry Bird averages. Now, I want you to times that by 2. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't make sense. Then I started putting it together, and then I'm like, okay, that's right. And hey, shout out to Don, wherever you at, Don. I don't graduate high school without you, brother.
Check
I don't
out
graduate
Don.
it. No.
But that's the point
But
I'm
the,
making.
the biggest
Oh my
thing,
God.
Y'all
though,
better
Reason
find
now,
the Dons in y'all class and get cool with them. Because they not only can they help you today, 10 years from now, they gonna be driving something nice. They gonna be in Porsches and living in good neighborhoods. Those are the guys you want to be friends with.
they're not gonna be in Porsches, Ron.
telling
They're too intelligent to buy them stupid ass cars. They're gonna
Maybe so.
be driving something very
Depreciating
fuel
assets, yeah.
efficient. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. They're gonna be too intelligent to be trying to buy Maseratis and shit. But the thing, the best thing about college though, y'all, check me out. There's volleyball players in college. That's all I got to say. I'm done.
I mean, the soccer team is a little better than the volleyball team, but I mean, shout out to
Or
volleyball
the
team.
there are still track stars as well in college.
To my man,
Very
2K in
What
the chat.
y'all need to look. Listen to Ox. There's volleyball players in college.
Soccer
Man, 2K
players.
in the chat.
Ox
Just
is
so you know,
6'9",
2K, brother.
right? Them volleyball women be 6'3". If you are a regular nigga like me, you ain't really looking to us. I'm telling y'all what I'm telling y'all. Look,
All
track, right?
All right.
Some of the women's basketball team, the guards. That's all you can really mess with for real, the guards. You know what I'm saying?
To my man,
All
right,
2K in
y'all.
the chat. Just so you know, 2K in the chat. I wasn't cheating off of him. I was just making sure that I had the same thing that he had. That's all. No, I wasn't. I wasn't cheating off of him. No. That's all that was.
All right, y'all. The next super chat I got is from another one from The Godfather. The Godfather 651 said, Ox, you got PC on your back. Don't fail us in this 1v1. I got some money on this game. What is he talking about, Ox?
Hey, I got us. That's it. That's
You
all you
talking
need
about
to know.
Delsky, I think, huh?
Hey, I got us. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Mm.
Don't worry about it.
He's talking about Delsky, or is this a different?
He got to
extravaganza that you
be
to
talking about Dusky. I don't know, but I mean, I'm trying to play anybody. Like I've been in the lab. I'm working out, dropping weight. You know what I mean? Getting my jumpers up, just doing my thing. You know, this is what I do. This is my happy place. So it's an honor. It's an honor to bust Dusky ass. It's gonna be an honor to bust anybody else ass who come across. That's what I'm doing. 26. I'm going on my campaign. I'm taking all fades. All fades. All 2026.
If you the champ, anybody could get it. That's
And
what
I'm
it
pulling-
is.
Y'all got me on the socials, man. Hit me up. I'm pulling up to you. If I pull up to you, you got to make sure you got the gym ready and dinner on you. Other than that, like, what's up? I'm trying.
Yeah,
I'm
don't
taking
cheese up.
all
Make sure Seattle your
fades.
last stop. Just make
I'm
sure
taking-
that's
Don't
the
cheese
case.
up neither.
And on top of that too, if you got somebody to run with you, me and my man Ron, we pulling up together. We run twos, however you want it. But I'm taking all fades 2026. Just holler at me. I'm jumping on flights. It's not a big deal. Holler at me.
Ron gonna
Y'all got me on the
so
socials.
bad, man. Ron gonna leave you hanging. It's gonna be a 2v2.
Houston, my first stop.
setup.
You and Drench, the first two people on the list. Yeah, we heard about you. Real talk. I heard you got it. Delmo was telling us last Friday you got a little shimmy and a little something. Yeah. I see about that.
Just a little JUCO player. That's all I ever did. You know what I'm saying? Just a little JUCO player, man. I ain't go far with it. You know what I'm saying?
And you don't got to be no money on it. I will put some money on it if we got to, but I'm just taking all fades. Holler at me. You got me on the socials.
Notice
man.
that
Come
Ron
on.
didn't ask me what mine was, but I'm good.
Mm.
I like to hear you guys.
What?
I like to hear you guys' accomplishments. That's dope for real. I love it. I like to hear what other people been doing, man. I think it's super dope, yo. The
Shit,
fact
with
that
Ron, you got to just jump in there.
13 years
chill.
old, 13 years old, signing your first pro contract. I'm in the 8th grade in 13. I ain't even thinking about the pros. What the hell? 13 years old, signing your first pro contract. That's a huge deal. Mars racing home for Fortnite. I mean, think about the dedication that you have to race home after school. Mars in his last period class, he ain't even thinking about that. He like, I gotta get home. And because if I don't get home, I'm gonna miss this. Meanwhile, the teacher teaching something. Nah, Mars somewhere else.
Sure,
Mars
gets this is a lot of preparation that goes into it. So
Mars is
Thank
already
you, Drew.
gone.
Yeah.
Soon as that bell ring, Mars is out the door. He don't got time. Hey, you got time? No, I don't. I gotta go. So, hey, man, that's a lot on it though. No doubt.
Chill. If you want to tell us, you can. I thought we were savoring this trip to Portland. I thought this was going to be all of our biggest accomplishment. But if you
Yeah, it's
have
gonna be
an
super dope.
individual
Yeah,
accomplishment that you would like to let us
I'm
know about,
good.
we would.
I mean, I'm straight, man. I mean,
No,
I'm
chill.
good.
We would love to hear it.
Oh,
I mean, I don't have any. Let's see.
Was it the dunk contest?
No.
The
I do
civil
have
rights
one, real
movement?
talk. To be honest with you, real talk, I do have one. So
What's the one?
when I was a kid, when I was a kid, the best college basketball game that I ever saw, I was 15 years old. I saw Syracuse play Georgetown in the Carrier Dome on CBS, and it went to double overtime. And I was like, I want to play on TV one day. That's what I want to do. Fast forward January 3rd, January 2nd, 1995. I'm on ESPN. We play against Boise State. And I actually got busy. I only played 10 minutes, but my people at home called me, we seen you on TV. And I was like, made it, Ma. Top of the world.
That's what's up.
Fine.
That's what's
Made
up.
it, Ma. Top of the world. I'm here.
I
So
love that.
that was pretty cool.
Nah,
Yes.
that's
Was it
dope,
in
for
color?
real.
Yes, it was. And on top of that, Moss, on top of that, to compound that, to see it later on that night and to hear Stuart Scott say my name on ESPN.
Yeah.
Fire.
All right.
That's
Okay.
fire.
That's dope. Okay.
That's awesome.
I play basketball on TV like I always wanted. That's dope.
Shout out Stuart Scott for real too. The GOAT,
Yeah.
the GOAT to ever do this sports commentating stuff.
Yes, sir.
They're about to do like
10 years ago?
a special.
It's been a
They're
while.
about,
Tonight.
they're about to do a
I've
special
seen
for
that.
him.
Yep, I've seen that. Yeah.
Tonight.
Sure.
Shout out to Stuart Scott. Shout out to Craig Sager.
All right, we got one more super chat, then we're gonna go ahead and talk about the other game that happened last night. Well, between the two Florida teams, Miami Heat, Orlando Magic. We're gonna talk a little bit about that game. But the last super chat I got is from Bob Solo. Cowboy Bob said, "Go New York, go." Brunson turns the ball over and comes back on defense and stopped the bucket. But Brunson don't play defense. Cat dunking on all contenders. Hart has a 3-point shot now. Knicks still have work. The season ain't over. Go New York, go.
Respect Cowboys' ability to get 8 points into a super chat. I don't think anyone can do it like him. He definitely gets his money's worth. Shout out to Cowboy, man.
Especially when it
I
comes
always
to the
enjoy
Knicks.
Cowboys.
Oh yeah, they're always about the Knicks, but shout out to him.
Especially when it comes to the Knicks. Yes, sir.
I do have the Knicks coming out the East though this year. Either them or the Heat. I guess
you're off
I'm
Orlando?
starting to win me over with that logic. You said what?
You're off Orlando?
Here's my thing with Orlando. I think
Uh-oh.
Orlando needs one
Good segue.
actual dominant star instead of splitting like between Paulo and Franz. I think if they replace those two players and had like Giannis,
Oh my god, okay.
yeah.
How's
You
Miami?
can't have two
How's
lead
Miami,
singers,
by
Ox.
the way, but, you know,
That's the
Miami
problem,
with
Ox.
no dominant star, but I guess.
We can't have two lead singers. Who we writing the songs for?
Yeah.
Like, we can't have both of these dudes at the microphone. Who we writing the
Only one,
songs
yeah.
for?
Beyonce, yeah.
Somebody got to play the background.
Yeah,
Which
maybe
one
they
is
should be writing the songs for Desmond Bane. You ain't see what he did yesterday?
Desmond has been hooping over there in Orlando though.
Yeah,
Shout out to
Desmond been getting to it a little bit.
it? I'm in the minority with Desmond Bane.
Paulo, not so much, but Desmond Bane, yeah.
He talk a little bit too much for me.
You don't like talking?
I love talking, but your game gotta be the same. Like Desmond Bane talk like he Donovan Mitchell, like he Devin Booker. You ain't that nice, homeboy. You're
Just
not.
had 37. He just had
That
37.
semifinal is
Nice.
going to be cool because he threw
Yeah,
the ball
you-
off OG.
But he talk like he been doing this for like I'm good on him. I'm straight. And he actually is a fine player. I do like his game. I just don't like all the yapping. That's a little much for me. From him.
Yeah, well, fellas, last night in Orlando, the Miami Heat came through and got dealt with. The Magic took care of the Heat by a score of 117-108. Now, remember, going into this in-season tournament, the Miami Heat were the number 4 seed, and the Orlando Magic are the number 1 seed. And that's just in the in-season tournament. That doesn't have any bearings on the regular season standings. But as mentioned, Desmond Bane looked like Bane. He got 37 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. He went 6 of 9 from the 3-point line and was just cooking all night. Paulo Banchero did play. He was on a minutes restriction, even though he played 31 minutes. So I don't know exactly what that minutes restriction is, but he had 18 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Also, Jalen Suggs, 20 points. And the Orlando Magic just looked very nice last night. Everybody in the starting lineup scored in double digits. On the other end, for the Miami Heat, Norman Powell led the charge. He had 21.7 rebounds. You also had Tyler Hero with 20 points. Went 0 for 6 from 3, though, so couldn't make a long ball. And Bam Adebayo and Andrew Wiggins both contributed with 19 points. But what are our thoughts and takeaways from this game, though?
The Heat come back down to earth, like I said with Toronto. I think it showed that this, and it steadily happened over the course of the last few weeks. But this screenless offense has a ceiling when you don't have elite offensive talent that Miami's running. And I haven't been impressed with their defense, man. Like particularly last night and the Mavs game that I watched recently, because chill, with 9 minutes left, this was a game, right? This was a game with 9 minutes left. And then
100% had a ball game.
We're going bucket for bucket, but you can't trade buckets. And then you look up at the clock and there's a minute 30 left and you're down 10 because you can't get any stops, so they can't run when they're not getting stops as well. So I've been down on Miami the last few weeks, man. I thought they started the season really well, but they're sort of reverting as well back into where I feel like they will ultimately land because they just don't have that very, very elite offensive talent, unfortunately.
Can somebody up here explain? I mean, I like to think that I know a little bit about basketball, and when something's working, you keep doing it. Can some of y'all tell me what's Spo's plan with Khalil Ware? What are we doing? Can somebody tell me what's going on with him? I don't get it.
Spo clearly has an on-off relationship with Khalil Ware. I don't know. I think I'm going to go ahead and just kind of trust Spo's judgment on that. Although I do want to see Khalil Ware just kind of solidly be in the rotation so he knows what he's doing. He knows the minutes that he's going to get. But chill, there's a reason. There has to be a reason why Spo is on and off with the guy, and again, I would think Spo knows what he's doing when it comes to players. So, his effort can wane, his attention to detail can wane. I don't know how he is. And again, we only see the end product, which is the game, chill. There's weeks, we practice and all that kind of stuff. We don't know what he's like in practice, in film study, none of that. So I don't know. I am as confused as you, but I'm going to go ahead and just trust Eric Spoelstra's judgment on that.
Just so you know, real talk, a week ago today, I got a 22, 10, and 2 block game from him. A week ago today, I got that.
It's the professionalism, chill, that I think he's sort of alluded to in the media that he's not impressed with Khalil. But man, this is a 21-year-old. Like, are we going too far with this Heat culture stuff? Because these are vital growth years for him. And to me, when he plays, he looks like he could be a all NBA type caliber guy if he reaches his ceiling. So what are we doing here? To your point, what are we doing?
I think Spo just follows the data. Well, him and his coaching staff, and the data says that the Heat are better when Khalil doesn't play a whole lot. He had the stretch a week and a half ago, whatever, where the Heat were winning, and he was getting heavy minutes. He was in the starting lineup, and they were winning. And then the last week or so, it hasn't been as good. To Chill's point, the 22 and 10 game, he was still a -7 in that game. I'm not saying plus minus is the be or end all. What I am saying is that the Heat are a -8 when Khalil Ware and Bam are on the court together. And I'm fairly confident Eric Spoelstra and his coaching staff are aware of that. And I think he's been asked about the Khalil Ware and Bam starting lineups, and he said that they don't perform that well. He said that. So he's aware of the numbers. And quite frankly, we know they're not benching Bam. We know that's not happening.
Right.
So I think that's what it is. I think the data is telling him that these lineups aren't working. So although the flashes of potential
maybe it's not
with Khalil, and Khalil is a good player. I'm not arguing that he's good, but the data on the team performance is saying that these lineups don't work, which means Khalil unfortunately his minutes have to drop down.
So maybe it's not a Khalil Ware thing personally more than it's a fit thing. Like him and Bam just don't work.
Well, I'm not saying it's maybe him and Bam. It might just be him and Bam don't work because of what's around him and Bam when they're in the lineup. But you can't have Khalil Ware and Bam in a lineup that has Norman Powell and Tyler Hero on the court because no one can stay in front of someone, which makes Khalil Ware's job on defense more difficult. And now it looks like Kel'el Ware is the problem in the lineup. And unfortunately, this might come down to a bit of politics. It's like, okay, who are we going to bench? Kel'el Ware or Norman Powell and Tyler Hero?
Obviously,
Yeah, I think
Even though
we know
he
where
is
we're
your
gonna
best
go with that.
rebounding, he's your
So
best
it's
rim
like
protector.
a part of it is just like the numbers of team performance all seem to indicate the Heat are better when Kel'el Ware's on the bench. So unfortunately, he's probably going to play on the bench a
That
bit more.
shit sound crazy.
But chill,
But
I
it's
think
not- I don't
I
think
think it's
it's
a
the-
different question though. I think a more important question is not so much what are we doing with Kel'el Ware, but what are we doing in general? Like, this is a team that clearly can't win a title in the East. Bam's not getting any younger. Tyler Hero has been hurt, comes back, had an all-star year last year. Does he play himself into some value? Like, what are we doing with this roster, I think? Like, Kel'el Ware
Tyler
feels like
Hero
the
has
future,
to
but,
find his.
you
He
know,
has to
like,
find his footing in
what are
this
they
new offense.
Well,
What are they gonna
he
do?
missed a lot. Real talk, he missed a lot, and I think he's coming. He's getting back to that. I mean, like I said earlier, they're a game and a half out of third just because they're placed in 8 right now. They're still
They
still
was just
playing
in
really
third.
good
They was just in
basketball.
4th place
Yeah,
like 3
like,
days ago.
Right,
Oz.
right.
Standings
So,
aren't gonna
so
mean
it's
a
like
whole
they're
lot
still
right now.
yeah they're
Yeah, but
still
haven't-
they're still in that race. But my thing
Yeah.
is, I don't know if it's necessarily like the Heat culture is too much or whatever like that. It's just that when over there with the coach like Spo, he's trying to make Kel'el Ware a better player. So it's not like when he's playing less that they're just sitting him in the dungeon. Like they're going through stuff. They're working on stuff off the court. They're going over the film. They're showing him better, what he needs to work on. I think this is ultimately going to make Kel'el Ware a better basketball player, even if it's like the issue might be that the perimeter defense is putting too much pressure on him, too much stress on him. Those are things that they're gonna work out. This is just growing pains, and I know people always say, well, you have to let him play through. You have to let him play. Well, I don't think Eric Spoelstra is interested in losing games because he's trying to let Kel'el Ware get more experience. You know what I'm saying? I think it's more of a thing where they're working out kinks, getting better, and ultimately it's going to turn out to Kel'el Ware being a better basketball player. That's just the way I look at it, and I don't think it's a Jonathan Kuminga, Steve Kerr type situation at all.
Yeah,
So
I don't look at it
Yeah,
as
it's not that
that
bad.
yet. It's not that bad. That situation in Golden State is absolutely ridiculous, by the way. But the Heat, the reason why I just said not too long ago that I'm kind of coming around to the Ox take of they can make it to the finals, but I still think this team is just a team full of gimmicks. Like, I don't really believe in that kind of offense, that no screening. We're just going to play fast and drive, kick basketball. Like, as soon as you play a team that actually locks down and be like, you know what, we're going to lock in today and we're going to play good one-on-one defense when they have the personnel to do so, you're shit out of luck. I'm wondering if they're going to let Tyler Hero run some more of these ball screens as the season goes along, because that's Tyler Hero's game. Tyler Hero went from being one of the best pick and roll players last year, running more pick and rolls than damn near everybody last year, to now he's in a system getting absolutely no PNR reps. So I don't know.
He's averaging one pick and roll a game.
Yeah.
When
See
he
what I'm
was a
saying?
big time pick and roll player. So
Yes.
two things. The one thing that I noticed yesterday, to your point, real talk, when you talk about gimmicks, the Miami Heat play ridiculously fast. If I'm not mistaken, they're at the top of the league in pace. Orlando did a great job in their transition defense yesterday. They had 5 guys in the paint. And not only did they have 5 guys in the paint, when the Miami Heat got the ball, they had somebody. Pickup points were a lot higher. Jalen Suggs was picking up guys a lot quicker. But that's not the thing that's troubling to me when it comes to this Miami Heat, because Mars is a data guy. Mars likes to talk numbers. Mars, would it surprise you if I told you that this Miami Heat, they give up the most shots in the league, which means that we have the most opportunities to score. One of the main reasons why they give up the most shots in the league, they're at the bottom of the league in rebounding. They're at the bottom of the league. They give up the most offensive rebound. The second most offensive rebounds in the league, which means that they give up the most second chance opportunities to score. If we are doing that, if we got a rebounder, to your point, Miles, when you're talking about the data, if we got a rebounder on the floor, because I think Bam is a rebounder. I think Khalil Ware is a better rebounder. If we can put him on the floor, I think we can alleviate some of that. We also are one of the worst three-point shooting defending teams in the league. We don't guard the long ball line. We're terrible at that. So when you got guys like Tyler Hero and Norman Powell on the floor at the long ball line, defending at the long ball line, that's not going to work. Now, the offense clearly is benefiting Andrew Wiggins because we're playing faster. He's an athletic transition player. Same thing with Jaime Jaquez, athletic transition player, more wide open, and it works. But if you're not stopping anybody, if you're not able to get stops consistently, what we're gonna do is we're gonna run up on teams like the Orlando Magic, like the Detroit Pistons, and they're gonna expose everything that's wrong with us. Everything that's wrong with us.
Well, it's not even like to Damian's point earlier too. It's when you get to these slower paced, grinded out type of games, which used to be Miami's wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Who are you going to? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's going to be the player that's like, okay, we can give X player the ball, and we know this is going to, without a shadow of a doubt, generate good offense. Now, it doesn't mean that we're going to get a basket every time, right? But because of the attention he commands, he can draw to, we can swing, get an open look, or he's very good in isolation as a one-on-one player. So, we can rely on him to create a basket or get to the free throw line. There's really not that play. There's not a player like that on the roster. And so they're going to have a tough time winning those grinded out games. And then on top of that, it's hard to sustain that version of basketball that they were playing, and with that breakneck speed up and down the court, be one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the league, and then not run any pick and roll. With now we have a player back that's a pick and roll dominant player, and now we're not doing that either. So,
I do have to, Mars, come off the idea of what Bam is, because if I got to keep watching this dude turn down shots because he wants to run the offense, I mean, I'm what I'm doing right now, guys, is I'm reprimanding myself, because I'm up here constantly talking to you guys, Bam this, Bam that. But when I see Wendell Carter backing off of him 3 feet, and he's at the elbow and he's wide open, faced up, and I'm like, Bam, shoot the basketball, Bam, take him. No, you know what he's doing? He's looking for Tyler Hero coming off a dribble handoff. He's looking for Norman Powell. He's looking to kick the ball to Jaime Jaquez, who's in the corner, by the way, real talk, looking at him like, go to work. That's what he's actually doing. He's looking at him saying, go to work. But I'm still up here telling you guys, Bam is a 22, 23 a game guy. Yes, I think that he could be that, but I don't think that aggressively enough. I don't think he's aggressive enough as a scorer, and I can't keep using the logic that he runs the offense, because guys deviate from the offense all the time. He's one of those guys who doesn't do it. So I on the one hand, I know who Bam is, but on the other hand, I still feel like there's something else there, and I'm kind of stuck in between the two.
All right, fellas. Well, the Miami Heat have gotten packed up. They won't be in the NBA Season Cup anymore moving forward. The Orlando Magic have advanced, and they will be playing against the New York Knicks. It's Friday?
Saturday.
Pretty sure it's Friday. Saturday?
Saturday. Yeah, Saturday.
Okay. They will be playing Saturday, and then the championship will be next Tuesday. So we'll keep a close eye on that, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in depth. We still want to get to this Lakers and Spurs game. I still want to run down the standings. I still want to get you guys' super hot takes. But as of right now, fellas, I have an update on 2 injury cases in the NBA. So let me see who sent through the super chat. I got a super chat from, here we go. Hunter TV sent through a super chat and said, D Live season-ending injury. Derek Lively will undergo season-ending right foot surgery to address a lingering discomfort.
Alex, how long do we, and you being a big guy, how long do we wait when we had, because I think this is the second season in the injury in 3 years. Like, is you know how I am about history. I mean, he's going to get older, he's going to get stronger. Like, how long do we wait before? I mean, this is a bigger problem than we think it is.
I don't know. I have no idea. That's up for the doctors to figure out. But this for lack of better terms, this really sucks. Because, I was saying, like, don't trade AD yet. Let's, you guys already made the trade. Might as well play it out and see what happens. But, I mean, losing Derek Lively now, it's kind of like, damn, you don't got the whole team that you needed. So, I don't know what to do down in Dallas, man. It sucks.
Real talk,
Yeah,
is this the curse of the Bambino?
Curse of the Bambino. It sucks because it sucks when you have like hopes for a team, right? And then it's kind of a hot take of yours per se, or an edgy take prior to the season starting, right? But you don't even get to see it through because nobody starts the season off healthy on the team. And so now everybody gets to point at you and say, ha, I told you so, when the goddamn team wasn't healthy in the first place. For y'all, it may be the Mavs. For me personally, it was the Pacers. I thought the Pacers were going to have a pretty good season. But now, looking back at that now, I was like, oh, real talk. You wrong about that.
For me, it was the Celtics, real talk.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Tight. But I do think it's time to blow that team up in Dallas. Yeah, it's time to full-fledged blow that up in Dallas. Trade AD, get some draft capital. Trade Kyrie, get some draft capital. You have Cooper Flag. It's time. Yeah, it's time. And it might be time to be looking at Derek Lively too, because he's 7 foot. I think they said in the offseason he sprouted up to like 7'3".
Yeah.
Or something like that. So
Yeah.
I heard the conversation y'all were having yesterday. Ox brought something up that y'all didn't want to entertain because but
He's
you also have
glass.
to there is something to like these 7'5" players. Like,
It's never a good thing.
yeah, it's never a good thing that he's starting off can't not play. It's not great. I wouldn't trade him, but I'm saying it's
like real talk. I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't trade.
Mhm.
I wouldn't, especially after what happened to Nico. I would not trade Victor Wembanyama. I just want to be very clear about that. But I'm trying to tell y'all, man, bro's not going to have a healthy career. It's not.
And wouldn't it be shocking that the 7'5" man couldn't stay healthy for real? Like, who would that actually shock at the end of the day if it like happened?
Well, Penn, because he's flexible.
Yo, well, okay. Yeah, I guess.
All right, well, guys, speaking of players being healthy and players being injured, there's a certain superstar that tore his Achilles last year. And there's a certain superstar that's working his way back. And now we have video evidence. Well, I don't necessarily want to say video evidence, but we have a workout from Jason Tatum. And this is what he's looking like, Chill.
It was 8 months ago that he did that. So I mean, I do expect I do expect to see some movement. And all right, I get it. I ain't there yet though. I'm not there yet though. No, Now in another like 4, I'm gonna say it. I'm not gonna waver. I'm not playing Jason Tatum this season. I'm not. No, I'm not playing.
You know you want to.
I do. I so do. Real talk. I want to so bad, but I'm not doing it. I do. I want to get him on the floor, but I'm like, nope, because I can't risk it. Because it's going to. No, I don't.
Sure. Next season starts in 10 months. Next October. That's when you need to see Jason Tatum.
No, the next season starts in.
I'm cool with that.
5 months, 4 months.
I'm cool with that.
No,
April.
That'll be about 17 months post surgery.
Hey,
yes,
like what it is, man.
Because he got a surgery like the next day, right? That's what they
the very next day.
Yeah. So he's about 7 months post surgery right now. which is why I don't know why
Mhm.
people are acting like seeing someone on a basketball court 7 months post surgery is crazy.
Right.
I don't know what they think rehab is. Do they think they just sit around until the thing heals? The guy's on a basketball court 7 months after his surgery. Yeah, it's not anything crazy. But yeah, I would. Hopefully, we see Jason Tatum next season, not this season. Hopefully, but if they feel he's ready, but earlier than that, and they really want to make a push for the Eastern Conference this year, maybe they will. I don't know, because the playoffs will be about 11-ish months.
Yeah.
Post surgery, which isn't that's
early, man.
11 months is a reasonable time to come back from an Achilles.
Right.
So maybe
It's
they do
between 8
make
to
the
12
push.
months
I
is a
don't
complete
think it's a
recovery.
smart idea, but I'm not a
I
doctor,
don't either.
and I'm sure when
It
it comes to
probably-
their prized asset, which is Jason Tatum, they're gonna do their due diligence in terms of speaking to the professionals, speaking to the people who are in the know, doing everything they need to do to make sure that if we bring Jason Tatum back, we're not maximizing risk of injury, blah 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 blah. So if they bring him back, I'm going to assume they've done their due diligence. But
They're
for
not
my
just
lack
throwing
of
him out there.
Achilles
Sure, Mars.
knowledge,
They're not.
I would assume he's not going to come back. That's what I would assume.
Yeah,
But if he
they're
comes
not
back,
just
he comes
throwing
back.
him out there without doing their homework. 100%. They're not.
Professional organizations. I don't think they would just be like, "Oh, Jason Tatum, you feel good? Oh, go play." Like, I don't think they're going to do that.
No.
But I
Yeah,
also don't
they-
think it's in their best interest for Jason Tatum's first experience of basketball after a torn Achilles to be playoff basketball.
Yeah, no.
I don't think that's smart.
No.
But I'm also not a doctor, so
Y'all, the fan of me just wants to see it. I'm sorry, y'all. Hey, for my own selfish reasons, Jason Tatum, you probably shouldn't, but for my own selfish basketball reasons, I want to see the Celtics with how they're looking right now. Add Jason Tatum. I want to see them make a move at the deadline, either go get a backup big or starting big or somebody else to come in and help them on that front line. Maybe go back and get Robert Williams. But
give
I want to
Jalen
see
Brown
Jason
his first
Tatum.
option shine. Give Jalen Brown his
That's
first
what I'm
option
saying,
shine.
man.
He's still gonna be the
When
first
they
option.
when they
Remember,
go
Jason
to the
Tatum-
conference
Jason Tatum's
final,
working
when
his
they
way
go
back
to the
in.
conference finals with Jalen Brown without Jason Tatum, there won't be anything to be said about Jalen Brown. Let Jalen Brown.
That's a
do
Scottie
what he
Pippen
needs to
moment.
do. Scottie Pippen ain't go to the conference finals. He wish he could. Let Jalen Brown do what he. Let
Well, he
Jalen
got
Brown do what
robbed, but you know.
let Jalen Brown do what he do, and let the season unfold where it unfolds. That's it. Just let them do their thing.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum
I
can join
want
us next
I want to
season.
see JT come back.
Boston
I really
Celtics
do,
fans
though.
should be outside of TD Garden picketing. You know what I'm saying? No, we don't
Don't
want
come
JT.
back. Don't
Sit
come
your
back.
ass down.
Don't come back. Don't come
Do
back.
it.
For what it's
There's no
worth,
point,
people
Like
are
where
acting this is like-
where LMA at? She not doing her job, man. Come get this man out.
Oh
Man,
my
what are you doing? Man, talk some sense into that brother. Work out. Keep like Mars said. We already know physical therapy isn't sitting on the couch with your feet up. Physical therapy is supposed to be grueling. It's supposed to be exhausting. It's supposed to hurt. Do that. Get your physical therapy in. Build the muscles in your calf. All the muscles. Do what you're supposed to do. Get in the pool. Do what you're supposed to do. Do not get on that floor, please. I'm begging you, JT. I'm begging you. Hey, Boston Celtics fans, do your damn job. Stop being selfish, and just try your hardest to tell them. Don't rush it. We don't want it. We're fine with Jalen Brown losing in the second round. We're fine with that. Go ahead, JB. You got it.
It's
We'll be
very
back next year.
it's very cool though to Achilles tears used to be a death sentence for players, and now fast forward to 2025, and we're talking about him coming back and making an impact potentially before the playoffs. So really cool to see how sports medicine's come all this way. But
Yeah.
I would sit him as well. I don't think there's any point in him coming back.
For what it's worth, people are acting like this is the fastest turnaround ever, and this guy who came back faster didn't have a good turnaround.
Kobe.
But yeah, we're 7 months removed from Jason Tatum surgery. Kobe came back and played in the NBA in 8 months. Now, I would argue that was a stupid idea.
Probably a bad idea.
Yeah, I would argue it was stupid as hell.
Mhm.
But Kobe tore his Achilles in April 2013 and came back in December of 2013. So
So you know what that means?
people
JT
are
will see
yeah,
you next month.
yeah, and then he ended up fracturing he did something to
his
his knee.
knee. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I would argue maybe
Cracked his knee.
competition.
He actually cracked his
Yeah.
kneecap. And he cracked his kneecap, and that was the Achilles was the beginning of the end. The Achilles
Mhm.
went from the
Yeah,
Achilles
just,
went from
his whole
it went
body
from the
started
Achilles
just
to the
fading out,
knee, and then the knee to the shoulder, and then the shoulder to It just started.
Well, everything just started breaking down. But yeah,
Yes.
that's like
Well,
that
after Dante
if
Jones
coming back next month. That's what that would be the equivalent of.
Yeah, after that dirty bastard Dante Jones finally fulfilled his mission in hurting Kobe Bryant, because by the way, he tried to do that regularly. Don't like Dante Jones to this day because of that. Yeah, once he rolled up under Kobe and then Kobe falls and he breaks his knee and all that, it started going downhill. But I wanted to speak to Damien's point earlier because we still don't know what these players are going to look like when they come back. Like, yeah, he's recovered or whatever, I guess. But I saw a video in which he couldn't beat a trainer off the dribble, right? He's having to settle for middies against, old Buckaroo on the coaching staff. So, when a Ben Thompson is in front of him, I don't know how he's going to look right now. And so I'm interested in seeing how, Tatum comes back, how Tyrese comes back. I pretty much saw this as a death sentence for Dame because Dame's already older anyway. But like, I am interested in seeing how Tatum and Tyrese come back, and do they get right back to the level in which they were prior to injury or not? It'll be interesting to see because there's a world where Jalen Brown now is officially just the best player on that team.
And we shouldn't use Kevin Durant as well as the standard, because what he did is very unusual to come back, and have all time, career numbers in efficiency and all these things. I don't think that should be the standard, because over the course of time, it does show when players get hurt and they come back. Like Klay Thompson's a good example where he came back and the decline was steep and quick. And it's because when you go,
I think he got rushed too, though, Damien. I think that with what they were doing with Jordan Poole, they didn't have to rush Klay to come back, and I felt like they rushed him, and I think that did kind of slow down the development of Jordan Poole, but I don't think that they had to rush him. And Mars, just so you know,
Klay?
I do.
The way Achilles in December of 20 was it
19
December of 2020?
Oh, 2020.
Maybe
because he did the ACL first.
And he came back in January 2022.
Right.
So he got a year off. You think they rushed him?
Here's the thing, though, Mars, because he was I don't think that he was even playing in the. I think he had gotten assigned to the G League, but like once. I don't think that he did. I don't think he did much work with them. In addition to him not doing much work with them, I thought that Jordan Poole, I thought Jordan Poole was playing really well for the Warriors at that time. But because Klay was making strides and he was getting better, the idea was, okay, we got to get Klay back in the lineup, because the Warriors at that time, if I'm not mistaken, they were a championship contender. We got to get Klay back. And I'm thinking, you don't have to rush this. We could get Klay back. I remember when he came back against Cleveland, and he's running down the gut and he's dunking the ball, and I'm going, oh boy. And then he fell back down to earth right after that. It didn't take long for him to fall back down to earth. I just think that they rushed him. I don't think that he had to. Let me rephrase that. When I say rushed him, I think that they could have eased him back in the lineup as opposed to throwing him back in the lineup. I think that the first game that he played back, I think he started, if I'm not mistaken. And if he didn't start that game, I'm very confident that he started like the next game. They had him right back in the lineup, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds all right, because his first game against Cleveland, I remember like all the introductions.
Yeah, I remember people.
And he dunked his first game back. I remember that. That was
ran down the gut and punched one, and everybody was like, "He's back!" And he just he started right back there. So, and real talk, Dominique Wilkins tore up his Achilles in January of '92. He came back. He was on the floor on opening night the next season, and that was November. I want to say like the 3rd or something like that. So we.
But he was also the exception, Chill, right? Like he came back and was productive, whereas he was clearly the exception.
Yeah.
Well, Wesley
all right,
Matthews
fellas,
came back quite quick. I don't know. No one cares about Wesley Matthews, but Wesley Matthews came back quite quick. So
shout out Wesley Matthews. And shout out to everybody that has sent through super chats. If you haven't liked the video, if you haven't subscribed yet, if you're not a member, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but upgrade your life by upgrading your membership, subscribing to Player's Choice, and also liking the video while you're at it. Salute to everybody that's on Twitter, on X. Salute to everybody that's on Facebook. Appreciate everybody that's tapped in. We have super chats, though, from the people that are watching live on YouTube. The first one is from Little 20. Little Twani said, "Oh, penny, pin. What's going on with them Raptors? They are starting to fall off a little bit."
Where are we at now? Four straight losses.
4 or
Is
5
that-
straight losses. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're coming back down to earth because they're a mid franchise who was in
Damn.
too high of a stratosphere at first. It is what it is. Shout out to the baby dinosaurs.
And I'm also, and again, today is the day that Chill is reprimanding himself. Yes, I am, because I got caught up in the fandom. Usually, when I see teams get busy early, I'm like, "Yo, I'm in my Flavor Flav mode. Don't believe the hype." But I'm watching Toronto, and I'm like, "Yo, we could continue with this." I can't believe I jumped on that Bulls train. That shit fell off a 200-foot bridge. I don't know what.
7 in a row they've lost. Chill. 7 in a row.
Yeah, that was a bad train. I should have saved you the way you tried to save me from Utah, but I just watched you drown.
Oh my god!
We're different types of people. You was like, "Nah, don't get on the Utah train." I'm watching you get on the Bulls train, knowing that shit about to crash. I'm like,
oh my goodness,
free will.
That shit fell off a 200-foot bridge, man, and no survivors. I'm like, what the hell was I thinking watching them? I got sucked into that. I mean, they started off the season really well. Yeah, not so much.
And it's an 82-game season, 82 games, man.
Mm-hmm. But it is,
season.
Ox. These dudes is coming back to where like I thought Toronto was going to be around a play-in team, like around that 7-8 team. I thought that's who they were going to be. I thought that's who Miami was going to be, around that 6 to 8, around that area. I mean, Miami was at 3 at one point, and I know what the standings are, but that's who I thought that they were. And that's probably who they're going to be throughout the course of this season.
But I mean, what happens in mid-late? What happens around Martin Luther King Day? And all of a sudden, the Raptors win 7 straight. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then they're right back in the 2 seed. What happens? When,
Big Ox.
What happens? I'm just saying. But what happens? What happens?
Big Ox.
Nah,
You're
just
so
listen,
optimistic,
listen,
brother.
It's not me being optimistic. It's me being realistic.
Mhm.
There's 82 games in the season. Basketball is a game of runs during the game as well as during the season. You're gonna have ups and downs. You got to take your crookeds with your straights, Ron.
Yeah.
You're gonna have teams that start hot, drop, get hot again, drop. Win 1, lose 2, win 4, lose 3, win 4, lose 1. It's a part in the game. It's a part of the game, y'all. Basketball is a game of runs in the second quarter, third quarter, just like it is in the second quarter of the season, third quarter of the season. We don't know what the standings are going to be for anybody except for probably OKC.
To be fair, I think RJ Bear was out. I think Quickly was out as well, to be fair to Toronto. However, I haven't really said this like that, but I'm at where Ron at now, bro. Hey, this East is trash, bro. Bro, this Eastern Conference
stop with the bullshit.
Easy,
Here we go again. With this
you might as well go all the way there.
Nothing.
You might as well go all the way there.
Trash, bro.
Ron, you see what the hell you started?
I can't remember
You
the
see what you
last
started?
time the East was this bad. Was it like
2013? You think it's 2013 again? 2005? Something like that?
this may be early 2000s bad. This
Like
Hey,
26.
Look. Ron, put your gnarly fingers up. Real talk, put your hand up. I got my 100 to y'all 350. Oh yeah. I get odds. I get odds on this one.
Jack on it. Let's put
My
Jack on it.
100. So real talk, my 100 to your 350. Ron, my 100 to your 500. That the East team wins the championship.
Come on.
Let's
Run
do
that.
Let's do that.
Thank you.
Let's do that.
Hey, I
Let's do
will
that.
take that.
Let's do
Come
that
on,
for
man.
sure. For sure.
Come
For
on,
sure.
dog.
we can definitely do that deal.
That's 350 to Real Talk, 500 to Ron.
I might have to
No, that's 350 each of us.
No, nigga, what?
No, he just said it's 500 for you. Yeah, I don't know if you caught that.
I want my
No, I
money.
didn't catch that.
And so and just so you know, Ron owed me 100. So this is what we're gonna do, Ron, for this 100. When we
You
so
still
when-
making
when I-
deals with Ron?
Yeah, this is what we about to do for this 100. So Ron, this is what we're gonna do. So when we see y'all in week 17 for the division, after we beat y'all, you keep that $100 and make me a suit. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we gotta a suit doesn't just cost $100. We gotta put another 100 on it, and then if you win that game,
Okay,
then
so again,
I will make you a suit. However, if you lose that game, then
I lose
we're
the 100.
back.
Then we back to even. So if I win, make me a suit, Ron. That's gonna be the deal.
But shit, I'll come down. I'll come down there and get your measurements. I'll come down there and get your measurements. Go check out Orlando or Miami game.
Thank you very much. Actually, Ox, I will send you my measurements. I think I'm a 48. No,
Now we do things a little different at Self-Made Couture here. It's 23 measurements, and you know what I'm saying.
So it's gonna be snug on me. I like that. I like that. So Ron gonna have to make me a suit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got you. I have Ox in the back sewing it up and doing all that good stuff. I got you.
Yes,
Don't
sir.
worry about it. All right, y'all. On to the next super chat. It's from Jordan Reed. Jordan Reed said, Chilltown, I watched the video of your boy, Jason Tatum, doing one-on-one drills. Eye emojis. Also, I know there's some trade talk, but I don't know if y'all heard Miami in a potential trade talk with Ja Morant.
Memphis
Is there a world?
That's the case. Sending Ja back to that offense is criminal.
About that for a second.
That is criminal if they do that.
Yeah.
Pat Riley gonna kick T ass out the arena. If T up there drunk dancing and shit, Pat Riley gonna kick his ass out the arena.
Let's go.
Get the fuck out of here.
He part of the problem, Ox.
He is not part of the problem. He is the problem.
Somebody want to say he part of the problem.
Damn, part of the problem.
He part of the problem.
But shout out to present fathers, right?
Absolutely.
Shout out to dads that are there and Ja making it clear, Dad, we going to the NBA and I'm taking you with me. Shout out to that. However, I don't need to be in the front row while my son is on stage. I could be in the back, let him
all on stage dancing in the videos.
I could let my son. I could let him rock and be a couple of rows up, and I don't got to be right front row. Like, you see my baby boy? No, I don't got to do that. No.
Hey, but to your point though, Chill, it's much better. It's much better that he got a pops that's present and that's around and supports him. No matter what his support looks like, at least he's there. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to him for that. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more of that going on in the community than we get credit for. But you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of present fathers. You know what I'm saying? But shout out for with that being said, shout out to T, shout out to Ja, 100%.
Shout out to LeVar too, and shout out to
of course.
What's Halliburton's dad? Is John?
Shout out to Halliburton.
And shout out to the rowdy dads for real.
On the flip side to that, Mars, what has happened to Ja's game? Ja has been nothing short of whack. He been nothing short of whack. Jump shot is gone. Doesn't get downhill like he used to. Doesn't play above the rim. Now, I think that he took some advice from some people to recognize that, if you play like this, you're not going to last long because you ain't built to get slammed to the floor. Yeah, right. But with that being said, I'm thinking to myself, if you're going to change your game, you got to change your game for the betterment of you too. It ain't just it's in addition to being for the betterment of the team. It's got to be to the betterment of you. And you also got to produce. And he hasn't. His jump shot is whack. His long ball is whack. His handle is still good. And he can still get by people. The question is how come he isn't as consistent as he used to be? I understand that the offense has now changed. They don't play as fast as they used to. I do understand that they don't play pick and roll as much as they used to. And Ja was actually really good in pick and roll and in pick and dive. But it just seems like his game is gone somewhere else. And I know he doesn't want to be in Memphis. But, I mean, I still would like to see the flashes of his game. And I don't see him anymore.
I don't know. He looks quite happy on the bench. He's taking up for his teammates. He's talking. He's doing. I don't know if he really is unhappy in Memphis. I think he was just playing trash. But forget all the declines. I'm shooting 94% from the free throw line.
Not bad.
That's good. Yeah, not that's good. So there's positives. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. If you can get to the free throw line every play, you might be the most efficient scorer in the league. You just got to lock into what he's good at and not take actual field goal attempts. But if he can get to that line, he could be a
don't shoot the ball.
Cool player.
How about that?
Yeah, just draw fouls. That's it. Just draw fouls.
Ja Morant hasn't played in nearly a month. The last game he played in was November 15th.
Cleveland game.
Yeah. So hopefully we do see him back on the court soon, and hopefully he is playing up to his all-star caliber level that he can play up to.
Too, so that's unfortunate.
It's a damn shame what Ja Morant and Zion Williamson have turned out to be from that draft, man. They were the
Don't
one.
group Zion with Ja.
No,
At
I'm
least when
grouping
Zion,
Zion.
at least
I'm
when Zion
grouping
plays, he
Zion.
doesn't
That
look
draft.
like one of the worst players in the league.
No, but he's been disappointing this year.
No, for sure. But I'm saying, like, yeah, but no. You get what I'm saying? Like, at least it wasn't. Damn, Zion really actually just can't hoop. Like, at least that wasn't the conversation. Like, Ja is kind of put himself in a different.
But I'm just saying they're both been major disappointments to their franchises. They're major. Zion can't play, like literally, and Ja Morant can't play like the sport, and that's where we're at now. It's crazy. They were so hyped just like 18 months ago. They were hype players, right? They started off both careers started off promising. You know what I'm saying? Had great rookie seasons, and yeah, man. Now they're just two.
When you look back on that draft,
they can't play basketball.
That draft is majorly disappointing.
Damn.
yeah, when you look back, is Garland, like all things considered, availability, everything, is like Garland or Hero the best guy in that draft? Like what? It's just a weird draft, man. Because Zion was supposed to be generational.
He was.
RJ Barrett is the draft's leading scorer.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Shout out RJ.
The leader in VORP from the draft. Hey, respect. The leader in VORP from the draft is Zion. So
RJ was the best player.
That's how much
coming
better he
into
is
the
than
draft.
everyone. Zion don't even play, and his VORP's still the highest in the draft. That's how much better he is when he does play. Yeah,
why y'all acting shocked like RJ wasn't the best player coming into that draft? He was the best player that year in college. He was the best player coming into college. He was the best player of all of them.
He wasn't better than Zion.
RJ was the best player on that basketball team at Duke. 100%.
They was both getting busy.
That's what I mean when I say sometimes I just let Ox say what he want to say because I don't know.
What else you gonna do?
They were both getting busy.
RJ was
balling,
but he wasn't better.
People get mad that like, oh Mars, you always go at Chill every time you disagree, but you don't keep the same energy for Ox. It's like Ox is his own person, man. Yeah, go ahead, Ox. Yeah.
No,
I'm saying y'all just don't. Bro, relax, bro. y'all just disagree with that. Like,
I disagree with that.
Y'all not watching
I
RJ?
can't even imagine.
Wait
I
a minute,
can't even imagine how strongly I disagree with that statement.
To Ox's point, at that point,
All right, bro.
RJ was the better player. Zion and Ja had the better upside. People was thinking that they were going to be better pros. But during that time, RJ Barrett was the better player than those two guys.
Zion was the best player in the country.
That's what was going on.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Hey, ask Rui Hachimura how he felt about Zion in college that year. He'll tell you opposite. He showed opposite. I don't know. We was just watching something different.
Yeah, we watched different things. I was younger. Maybe my mind hadn't developed yet. I don't know. But the Zion I saw, yeah.
With your prefrontal cortex, it didn't.
And I wasn't the highest on Zion. My opinion of Zion, like pre 2022, like notoriously is not the highest. My opinion of Zion, even in college, wasn't the highest.
The 40 player is better than Zion.
36. It was 36. Yeah, my opinion of Zion wasn't the highest. My opinion of RJ was even lower. I'll just put it out there. Yeah, right.
When I was watching them at Duke, I was on some like, just give RJ the ball. Just give RJ the ball and watch out. Everything will be all right. RJ was carrying that squad, bro.
And Cam Reddish was there.
RJ was tough.
Yeah, but Cam was disappointing.
And even if you remember coming out of high school, there were rankings where RJ
was the number one player in high school.
RJ was the number one player coming into Duke. He was their top recruit. And so when they got there, it was a storyline like who's going to be better and how much better is RJ than Zion and all of that. And then obviously they start playing and Zion just shows a level of just freakish athleticism that you're really going to see from nobody else. And so like that basically is what allowed Zion to pull away when it came to, who was going to be the number one overall pick. But even there though, they were flip-flopping. It'd be games where RJ Barrett would have 30. And then it'd be another game where Zion had 30. Then it'd be a game where they'll both have 30. But they were going back and forth. It was a complete show. But sometimes RJ was the lead singer. So like I disagree with Ox, but RJ was getting busy.
He was chopping.
getting busy.
Zion was
Shout
their lowest
out-
ranked recruit of the three, right? It was RJ1, Cam 2, and Zion was like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So Zion
believe
was
so.
their worst recruit, which is
And it was
funny.
because where Zion played, because he was playing in South Carolina, playing against smaller guys, and people didn't think that it was.
Yeah, that Hanson Yang competition, yeah.
Yeah, but then when he got to Duke, I ain't gonna lie. When he got to Duke, I saw and I was like, yo, this kid ain't got no business in school. But
Right.
coming into Duke, yes, RJ Barrett was definitely the higher recruit, and he was better at that point. Zion was just athlete, running dunk, super duper athlete. Only except when he started playing, it was like, well, wait a minute, this does translate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it took about 2 weeks.
Not
for him to
not
realize
only
it.
that,
Yeah.
man. Shout out to my man Alex O'Connell too.
Oh, they're guards? Oh.
Nah, the white boy was coming. All right, man. Alex O'Connell, man, he was nice.
All right, y'all. I got another super chat from Conscious E. Conscious said, "That's why analytics ruin the game." LOL. Where should 100% be playing more? Just off the eye test alone, he should be playing more.
Well, the data does matter. No question about that. I mean, I'm
But
not.
the
I'm not
analytics
a-
of how your team is playing
I think-
is not the analytics that have ruined the game. If every
think
number
both things
says,
can be
hey, your
true.
team is worse when this guy's on the court, there's no way you're saying, but my eye test says he needs to be on the court. The team will just keep losing.
Yeah.
Like some analytics in terms of team performance absolutely matter. If there's a number that says, hey, your team, to Chill's point about Miami's rebounding, oh, when X player's on the court, your team actually rebounds the ball 85% of the time. When he's off the court, they rebound the ball 55% of the time. Common sense would say, okay, well, this guy, if you want to help your rebounding, play him. That would help. That's logical deduction from the analytics. If the analytics says, hey, when this guy's on the court, your team actually loses by double digits. When this guy's off the court, your team actually wins by double digits. Yeah, you probably don't play him that much.
I think both things can be. I think both things can be true. I think the analytics tells a story, but I think that we can also recognize that live reps. There's nothing you can replicate for live reps, right? And the analytics might say that they're a worse team with Khalil Ware on the floor now, but the intention eventually is for them to be a better team with him on the floor. And you have to give him those live reps, and maybe you have to make peace with some of the analytics. So I think both things can be true, but if it gets tricky when you're in a situation where the team's trying to win, that's when it gets tricky. Whereas if you're a bad team, it doesn't matter. So
that's why Dylan Harper is so impressive to me.
Hmm.
Because Dylan Harper's going through growing pains as a rookie, but he's still impacting the game. And it's very rare. I say it all the time. It's very rare when you have rookies who are actually impacting the team positively, consistently. And that doesn't mean that there aren't rookies who can have good games. But in terms of over the course of a season or a stretch of games where this guy who just came into the league is actually helping us win games, that's very rare. And I think not many people can do that. And that's not a knock on Khalil Ware, that he's not an uber impactful NBA player from the jump. The unfortunate thing is he's on a team that is trying to win games. So it's like you kind of fall into that. He's not James Wiseman, but he falls into
No,
that
he's
like
not.
the same category of we're trying to develop someone, but also win simultaneously. So where do you fit into that? And it becomes more difficult with a guy like Khalil Ware because he's like way better than James Wiseman too.
Yeah,
like,
because he's producing.
He's actually
It's the
good. Like you can
downside.
watch him and you see it. You see what the upside is. It's like, okay, well, if this guy does these things, he can play. But then when he's not doing these things, how long should the leash be? Because we're still trying to develop him, but we're also trying to win. And he has games where he's actively just hurting the team. But we also know what he's capable of. So it's a tough game, and I don't envy.
And
the
we do
coaching
need
staff
that. The
at
stuff
all.
that he
Yeah,
is, it's not just that he's good at basketball. It's like the stuff that he does, we really need it in order for us to win. And when he does do it, and when he does produce that, we do win. But the downside to that is there's other stuff in his game that kind of throws us off the track, where there's some effort issues. Which, I mean, I've always felt like we can fix effort real quick. Park your ass on the bench. How about that? That's how we fix effort. Park your
It's
ass
hard
right
when
here on the
he's,
bench. Let's see
it's
how your
hard when
effort
you have
is
someone
then.
with a unique skill set too. It's easier if you find like a wing that you can find anywhere or a point guard where you can find anywhere, but he feels like he has some very unique gifts. So that's where it gets even trickier as well.
Mhm.
All right, fellas. Well, I know what's one thing that we need to do.
What's that?
We need to turn it up in here a little bit. We've been giving takes, but they haven't necessarily been super hot takes. So as of right now, December 10th, this point in the season, I got to know what's on you guys' mind. What is a take that you've been wanting to get it off, but you just haven't really got a chance to get it off? What is your flaming hot take today? I'm going to go around the room. I need one from each of y'all. Who wants to kick things off? Damien, talk to us.
My hot take today is that the New Orleans Pelicans will not regret giving that first round pick for Derek Queen. That is going to be my hot take today because, chill, how many 20-year-olds can give you a 33-point triple-double, be the offensive hub and 4 blocks? Like, you want that guy. You want that guy with the top 5 pick. And guess what they got? They got that guy. So I actually don't think they will regret it in the long term because Derek Queen looks like he's all the good. He hasn't even matured. He hasn't grown into his body. He's still a kid. DeAndre Jordan's still telling him to stand up during post-game interviews. So it looks bad now, but if he turns out the way I think he's going to turn out, they're not going to regret that pick at all.
Salute to Derek Queen. That is, in fact, a super hot take, but that is a super hot take that I agree with. Next up, who got something for me?
Ron, fast forward the clock. Today is December the 10th, 2025. Fast forward the clock to May of 2026. Giannis is still going to be on the Milwaukee Bucks roster. He's not getting traded. I don't think that as much as this team is as bad as you say this team is, I think that Milwaukee is going to try to do everything that they can to keep Giannis happy and to show him that they are committed to him, and he's going to show that he's committed to them. He's not getting traded. He's going to be in Milwaukee.
Okay.
That would be hot.
I got one.
What you got for us, Real Talk?
Anthony Edwards at age 24 is better than Shea was at age 24, and he's better than Wemby right now. I think Anthony Edwards is very much so slept on. I think he's having an unbelievable season scoring the ball. I think he's unguardable right now. His first step is ridiculous. His handle has gotten better. His mid-range game has gotten better. He's a legit pull-up three-point shooter, and one of the best at it in the league. So, and he's a good defender as well. And I think that his game is going to translate to the playoffs better than Victor Wembanyama's is as well. So I got number one, and at age 24, better than SGA at age 24. That's the 22-23 season, I believe. And I think
that's the season he first averaged 30.
This might be this version of SGA is before this version. That 23 version of SGA, that's the best version of him. So that dude, Anthony Edwards, is better than him today.
Yep.
And
I think he's better now, personally, but
Ant is hooping. Ant is a scoring machine, man. I gotta put
what's the separator though between that 24-year-old SGA who was averaging 31? I think he led the league in he was efficient in something, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say 2s or something like that.
He's always efficient.
He wasn't shooting the long ball like that. And I'll give you that credit, Real Talk. Ant shoots the long ball better than I think that SGA does. But the getting downhill stuff, is he better? I don't know if he's better than the Ant getting that. I don't know if he's better than SGA getting downhill. The shot creation, I think SGA is better. On the defensive side of the ball, I will give you that. As an on-ball defender. And I think SGA is a damn good on-ball defender. I'm not buying the logic that he's on a great defensive team and they protect him.
It's a better defender than Shea.
But I do think that I think Ant is a better on-ball defender than SGA. But SGA at 24 years old and Ant at 24, Because, by the way, Ant at 20, I'm sorry, SGA at 24 and 23, we're talking top 5 at that point. Like we were starting to get into that conversation of SGA being top 5. That was the first.
I know you got first team.
Yeah, that was the first year being first team All Pro, and we started having that conversation. Even though I was pushing back because we were talking about him being better than Jason Tatum, and I was like, "Easy, guys, relax. Yes, relax. Calm your nerves, easy." But then we kind of we have progressed since then. But I don't know, real talk. I mean, 24-year-old Ant, 24-year-old SGA. I'd like to see them go at it. I would.
The scoring numbers this year has been off the charts, man.
For Ant?
Yeah, for Ant.
Real talk.
What's up?
Where are they at today, though? Like, because we had this conversation last season, and you know, I like Ant a lot. Where's the separator right now? Damn the 23 season.
I mean, right now it's the fact that Shea is possibly the greatest on-ball scorer ever statistically right now. So that's hard to kind of, beat. You know, Shea right now is the best pick-and-roll player in the league, one of the best isolation players in the league, and he just leads to some of the most efficient offense in the league, Ox, just by simply handing him the ball and saying, you in pick and roll, we're good. You in isolation, we're good. So it's hard to be better than Shea right now. I got Shea as the best player in the league right now. Like Shea's hooping at that type of level right now. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough.
Yo, Big Ox, you got a super hot take for us? Do you got something for the people?
I don't think I got anything super hot right now. I just think I have just a regular basketball take, and it's going to be an obvious take. I told y'all last time that I believe Miami can win the East, but I want to let y'all know who's winning the championship.
Who's winning the NBA championship, Ox?
That's none other than the Los Angeles Lakers.
You just bet Ron that East team was going to win it. Ox, what
yeah,
you doing?
Ox no ball. Ox knows ball.
What's going on, Ox?
Hey,
money right now.
Chill.
Just send me my money right now, Big Ox.
A couple $100 ain't no big deal to prove a point, but I just want to talk about those Los Angeles Lakers. I believe they have what it takes to win the NBA championship. Chill.
What do you love about them? What do you love about them winning the NBA championship, Ox?
It's that LeBron James still got the goods. I don't care what y'all are talking about. He's about wash and all that. LeBron still got it. He doesn't have the carry. He doesn't have the carryability that he once had, but now he got Luka Doncic. I know y'all are really low on DeAndre Ayton, but he's good enough. He's good enough. He's good enough down there on the block. He might not run up the floor as fast as you want him to, Chill, but he gets up the floor. He can knock down the mid range. He's a rebounder. Austin Reeves can be a second option, third option, or first option. He'll put the ball in the basket. Marcus Smart. A lot of y'all don't realize how much Marcus Smart actually was the one carrying that 22 Celtics team. Marcus Smart is a winner, and he teaches how to win. They got everything they need. I don't think OKC is better than them. I think the only competition that the Lakers will have in the West is the Denver Nuggets. Other than that, I don't see any team. The Rockets, I don't see OKC.
Spurs?
The Spurs, no. The Spurs, no. What? No, hell nah. I don't see anybody beating the Lakers except for Denver. I think the Lakers take care of OKC.
Timberwolves handled them in the playoffs last year, though.
They didn't. That's okay.
That's what.
That's I don't care. That was then. This is now.
I see what Ox is doing, Ron. What's he
doing? Because remember, real talk. This was just a normal basketball team.
Why can't I real talk? Why can't I just have a genuine basketball feel?
No, because I see what you're. You're doing with the Lakers what I did with the Clippers. I'm on
No.
to you.
I don't think
I'm
like that.
on
Real
you.
talk.
I'm on
I don't
you.
think like that.
I
But hold on, real talk. What did you do with the Clippers?
Tell the truth about them. And so, I see what Ox is saying. I had the Clippers as a really good team heading into this season for a multitude of reasons, but their one negative superseded all of that. They're old, so all that good basketball talk was useless at that point. Yes.
Yeah, well,
I
it's
see what
funny
I-
that Big Ox.
I was about to say, I don't think it's insane, but I would feel a lot better if they were in the East and then they meet in the finals and anything can happen in the finals. But I think if you're a Lakers fan, if you're a Denver fan, if you're a Houston fan, you'd be more excited for this season because you could genuinely think that you had a shot. But I think when OKC exists, I think it's going to be hard, man. There's nothing. It's going to be really hard. But Ox, I don't hate it. It's an injury
Big
here,
Ox-
an injury there.
Big Ox, it's funny that you give that super hot take because it's kind of in line with my super hot take. Now, you got a guy that is potentially on a crash course to win 80 games. That's what Kendrick Perkins said, y'all. He said that he sincerely believes that OKC can win 80 games. And the dude leading them is averaging 30. And then you got another dude that's averaging 29 while leading the league in rebounds and assists. Historic seasons. But, there's this guy in LA who is just averaging a measly 35 points. He's averaging a measly 9 rebounds and 9 assists. And
That's so
what?
Goofy. That's so goofy.
We're not really giving him the credit he deserves in his MVP race.
One more time, Ron.
You know what, real talk?
What is he doing, Ron? What is he doing again? One more time. What is he doing again?
35,
Josh Giddey,
9,
what the hell?
and 9.
What the hell?
But you know what, real talk? When the Lakers beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in the in-season tournament and win the in-season tournament, you know what's going to happen? The whole MVP race is going to get flipped upside down. It's going to get turned the whole opposite way. And just like this. Look, it's going to get turned like this. And you know what's going to happen? We're going to start talking about Luka Doncic as the MVP favorite. When the Lakers, they won't get the number 1 seed. They won't. But when Luka's averaging 35 points and the 3-ball starts coming along a little better, maybe it goes up to 36, 37. Maybe it's James Harden number. The MVP talk will get flipped upside down, ladies and gentlemen, and Luka Doncic will now be the front runner in this MVP race.
Okay,
Mark
first
my
of all,
words, I'm
this
telling
ain't a
you.
hot take. Real talk. Didn't you have Luka winning the league MVP?
Prior to the season, I did. As of right now, I see him as a distant third. To be honest with you,
I think it's a two-man race.
Coming into the season, I did have Luka winning the MVP.
I do. I think it's a two-man race. Who did you have, Damian?
I had Luka as well.
You had Luka also?
Yeah. I thought he was going to go nuts and have these type numbers. I just didn't anticipate Jokic and Shea to also be having some crazy ass seasons as well. So
think about what you just said, real talk. You just said he a distant second. I'm 35, 10 and 10 almost. And I'm a distant third. Like I ain't even
number 2 in the West, too.
I ain't outside the door.
They're not losing.
There's a line, real talk. I ain't even outside the door. Like I'm on the curb before I get to the door. Them two dudes sitting at the table talking to the voters. I'm outside.
I think Austin Reeves' season.
I was just about to. Austin Reeves is taking some of that thunder away from that 35-99. I'm not, and it is not even like Luka's fault, but it's like when we see another player, as soon as Luka doesn't play, produce Luka statistics, it makes it less like, oh my God, it's 35. It's like, bro, we're watching Austin Reeves just fill in and do 40, 50, 11, and 9 or whatever. It's like,
this is what I'm talking
about. How does that matter?
How
does that matter at all?
That's crazy.
I'm just saying from the prestige of it. I'm saying like it does take away. Nothing is going to be as impressive if you can immediately watch somebody else do the same exact thing that you found impressive. It'd be like, well, maybe it's not as hard. Obviously, it is. Everybody's not walking around the league averaging 35, 9, and 9. But I'm just saying, on the same team, as soon as you don't play, there's somebody else just 41, 8, 9. It's like, well, I mean,
Meanwhile,
It doesn't
y'all
happen
dudes in the
games,
chat,
man.
y'all dudes in the chat told me. Meanwhile, y'all dudes in the chat told me Mars is a troll. Mars is trolling, and meanwhile, if you take Luka off the floor, it sounds like Austin Reeves could do the same thing.
no, he's not as good. Well, are we saying from just?
Be careful now.
Are we saying
careful
just
now.
from a ERA perspective?
That's what I was saying.
I mean, from
Chill.
a stat perspective, it wouldn't be that far off.
That's the only thing I said.
No. Because Giannis, I mean not Giannis. I'm sorry. Jokic is playing with two guys that also have dropped 50 plus this season.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The OKC proved they could win without Shea.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
How is
all of their dudes?
How was Luka? How was exactly? So how was Luka averaging 35, 9, and 9 as a 2 seed and being looked at as a distant third? That's ridiculous to me. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Well, I think Shea and Jokic are just playing better. So
Yeah. Because that 35, 9, and 9. Again, saying it out
No, it's
loud.
not real talk. No, it's not what you're about to say. It's not. It's no such thing.
Real talk is
as
actually a
deflated.
hater the more you hear.
It's no such thing as a deflated 35, 9, and 9.
I'm not
I don't
saying
care
it's
what you guys say.
deflated or
I don't
anything,
care if you
but
bring
I'm
up the
saying,
VORP.
like-
I don't care if you bring up his true shooting. I don't care. All right, I legitimately fuck them analytics. He's averaging 35, 9, and 9. That is out of this world. It is like that's
Are y'all
unheard
watching
of.
him play?
I'm watching him hoop. Yes, I'm watching him get busy.
35 points, 9 rebounds.
I'm watching him get busy.
Yeah, cooked you.
I'm watching
busy.
I'm watching Luka
Nah, he not
Doncic
getting
look like the
busy.
best scorer in the league.
Nah, he not
I'm watching him look like the best scorer in the league. That
He's
he
the best
is.
scorer in the league to you?
Yes. We've been saying this. Me and Chill have been saying
Are
this.
y'all watching Shea?
Yes, I'm watching.
There's no way.
I'm watching everybody. I'm watching everybody. Yes.
I said this before the season started. Luka is going to get back to being the best scorer in the game. And
I just don't get how you can think Shea's not the best scorer in the league, but then think he's the best player in the world. That just doesn't make sense to me. That seems counterintuitive.
Yeah, how can y'all think that?
Chill's the one who thinks that.
I don't think Luka's a better scorer.
You can be the best. You can be the second best at something and still be the best player in the world. Jordan wasn't the best rebounder in the league, but he was the best player in the league.
Yeah, but if Michael Jordan wasn't the best scorer in the league, how is he not? How would he be the best?
But if he was this, even if he wasn't the best scorer in the league, if he was the second best scorer in the league, that still doesn't make him the best player in the league.
But then Luka's a way better passer, playmaker than Shea, is he not?
Okay, so with that, and
so Luka's a better offensive player than Shea, in your opinion?
I have a different opinion when it comes to Luka and SGA. When it comes to those guys offensively, I don't think Luka is a way better offensive player than SGA. I think that the gap has closed, and I think that they're a lot closer. And I do think that, with that being said, because I know where you're going with it, Chill, you think that Luka's a better scorer. So if Luka's a better scorer and Luka's a better overall offensive player, then why isn't he the best player in the world? Well,
why isn't Luka better than Shea?
Yeah, why? What? Because if that's the case, again, it's close. I think that these guys are close, and I think that the separator for me is what SGA did when it came to winning. That's the separator for me. You, Mars, are more of a basketball player, and I care about what you do as a basketball player too. No question about that. But I also care about what you do as a winner and how that translates to winning. And I feel like with SGA, the winning is what separates Luka and the winning is what separates both Luka and SGA. I don't think that
Shea's scoring leads to more winning. Why isn't he a better scorer than Luka?
Well, first of all, that's the saying. That's like saying that the leading scorer in the league, you're a better scorer than everybody else. That doesn't necessarily mean that just because you lead the league in scoring, that you're better than everybody else is scoring. No,
that's what Luka's doing, and I don't think he's the best scorer in the league.
But Luka isn't just doing that. I mean, that's leading to wins too, Mars. They're the second seed in the
But yeah, you
league,
think Shea's better because he's leading to wins. But Luka's also
and here's the difference. But the difference is that SGA isn't playing as much as Luka. Like he's not played as many fourth quarters as Luka has.
He's not because his team's better than Luka's team.
Well, and that's largely due to me. That's largely due to what I'm doing on the team.
If Shea and Luka swapped teams and they played in a series, which team would win, in your opinion?
If Oklahoma City Oklahoma. So Luka is on Oklahoma City.
Luka's
Shea
on
is the
OKC.
Lakers.
Shea's on the. Which team wins in the series, in your opinion?
OKC.
Okay. So.
Are you sure?
Hang on, give me a second. Because I'm thinking about SGA playing with James. I'm thinking about SGA playing with DeAndre Ayton, Austin Reeves. And then I'm thinking about Luka playing with that group. And I'm going to take the Lakers. I'm going to take the Lakers because I don't know if they can protect him. I don't know if Oklahoma City can protect Luka as much as the Lakers protect SGA on the defensive end.
Chill. Don't let him walk you into this, bro. Chill.
He shared his opinion. He shared his opinion. His opinion is his opinion.
Be quiet. Chill. I can assure you that OKC defense can hide Luka. I can assure you of that.
He doesn't think they can hide him as well as Shea does everything for the Lakers.
You of that.
That OKC defense makes Luka look average. They actually make Luka look,
Think so?
useful on defense. Hey man, that defense is so good, chill. It wouldn't.
It is. It is. But I feel like we would see more. I think we'd see a much better defender in SGA on that Laker team because he would have to do more. And I think that with seeing him as a defender on that Oklahoma City team, we don't get to see him be as good a defender as he can because they have so many great defenders on that crew. So I think that his gets masked in a different way. Like they don't have to hide SGA more than we just got a bunch of dudes who just better than you as a defender. Luka, we would have to protect you way more, which means we would have to do more on defense to protect you as opposed to the Lakers where I feel like SGA would be better as a defender.
When y'all do this with Luka and just be like, he's 35-99. Again, great statistics. Yep. There was a game December 1st against the Suns. Luka had 35, 11, and
he was trashing that game. Yeah,
he was ass. Mm-hmm. So just reading off his box score when you're talking about a player who has the ball more than anybody else in the league, has a higher time of possession, I'm sure, damn near anybody else in the league.
That's the same
and just
thing.
saying, he averages It's like, yeah, that player's going to average a lot of points, but he's going to average a lot of stats, period. That doesn't mean he's playing great. Just reading off his PRA does not mean Luka Doncic is playing like phenomenal basketball on the game-to-game basis. Now, I'm not saying he's clearly like the fourth best player in the world. So this isn't me saying he's like trash.
Sounds like you're saying he's trash.
Bro. No, he's not trash.
I'm just saying we act like the offense doesn't run through Jokic. Like everything in Denver
on the
doesn't go through
scoring.
Jokic.
I think me and Real Talk are on the same side as Jokic's PRA is also like. I think me and Real Talk are on the side of PRA. We need to stop just blazing PRA.
Even SGA though, even SGA and Giannis.
PRA and ignore Luka's. No, we're saying PRA in general overstates. I think a lot of people. That's it.
Haven't I been telling y'all this for 3 seasons already?
Well, me and you've been on this side for a while, but
all I'm saying is you talk about Luka has the ball in his hands. SGA has the ball in his hands at the end of every possession too. Giannis has the ball in his hands like crazy. Jalen Brunson, hey, believe it or not, Jalen Brunson led the league in time of possession last year. I haven't checked this year. Jalen Brunson led the league in time of possessions. He led the league in dribbles per possession. He led the league in all of that. So I'm saying, like, all of these guys, if you're the best player on your team, you have the ball more. So like that's not something that I'm about to.
The ball for 2 minutes a game more than Shea.
But
you don't think in 2 minutes he can get 3 points, 3 rebounds?
Shay's only averaging.
Yeah, for sure. And that's actually
that doesn't mean Shea would. PRA, like someone said it a while ago. It may have been in a comment. It might have been on the show. I don't know. There's no such thing as a bad player averaging crazy PRA.
Correct.
Like you're not Luka. It's impossible to be a bad player putting up 35.
Luka's amazing.
Yeah, it's impossible. You physically can't. You in the NBA, you cannot put up 35.99 and be a bad player. But it is entirely possible for someone's PRA to be less eyes popping, and they are better than you. It's entirely possible for that to be the case. And the example I use, and I know it's across errors, but when someone last week brought it up that Denny Avdia's per 36 was right in line with 09 LeBron's per 36. I found that funny. Now, I can acknowledge, yes, 16 years difference, error adjustment, cool. But if you just look at it on paper, it would look like, oh, Denny Avdia per 36, LeBron James, arguably his peak per 36. They're the same person. But then we watch them play, and we know that this guy's PRA is obviously better than this guy's PRA, even if they're comparable. And Luka is amazing. I agree with Real Talk, one of the 4 best players on the planet. I think you can make the argument, like, I wouldn't agree with it, I don't think, but you can make the argument he would be the best player in the world. You can make that case. That's how good he is. But the case being solely or 80% predicated on points, rebounds, and assists, I think we missed the boat on like what true impact is. And like, just because you get a lot of box score numbers, it doesn't mean you're actually impacting the game more than someone who doesn't impact the box score. And that applies to more than just like Draymond Green. Like, it shouldn't just be like, oh, well, this guy only averages 6 points, so yeah, his impact's beyond the box score. You can average 29 and your impact is still beyond the box score. Like, that's entirely possible. Like, and that's the point I'm making with like a Shea, for example. Like, Shea's box score is never going to be as good as Luka's or Jokic, or like going back through history, and he's not as good as LeBron, but it's never going to be as good as a LeBron James or like these types of guys. Like Michael Jordan's PRA was what, 36-5? But for a lot of people, he's the best player to ever play. But PRA demons, why is take defense off the table? Just offensive player for offensive player. Why is Michael Jordan a better offensive player than Luka Doncic?
Why is he a better offensive player than Luka Doncic?
Yes.
Is he?
He might not be.
No, we just talking about offense. That's all we talking about.
Defense doesn't exist. Our basketball is only played on offense. Why is Michael Jordan a better offensive player?
We're talking about on one side of the ball. So as an offensive player, I'll give Luka the passing, even though Jordan was a damn good passer. I'll give Luka the passing. Jordan played above the rim. I think Jordan was a better finisher around the rim.
Luka's 93% of the rim. You told me 93%.
100%. Luka is
93%. Was MJ ever 93% of the rim?
But see, there we go with the but
no. This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna expose why PRA doesn't mean everything.
This is what I was about to say, because like you just said, okay, so we're taking the box, because if we're taking defense off the floor, we also got to take the box score off the floor too, right? We got to, and all we doing is looking at you. And I'm looking at this dude, because like you like to talk about all the time, Moss, as basketball players, better athlete, better jump shot in the mid-range, not just better jump shot in the mid-range, better finisher around the rim, dunking on big guys. I don't see Luka dunking on big guys. I see that
he's finishing at 93%.
Again, we take.
He makes a layup every time. Why does he need to dunk it?
Well, I think dunking the basketball.
Barely getting there.
I think it's a psychological event.
If Luka's shooting 51% in the mid-range, how much better is Michael Jordan?
Well, we don't know what Jordan shot in the mid-range. We don't know that, because those numbers
was it higher than 51%.
To be honest with you, Miles, I'd be lying to you if I told you when I was watching him, it looked like he was making every shot in the mid-range.
Yeah, I hear it.
For real, it looked like he was never missing in the mid-range whenever he shot there. So with that also being said, I think there's a psychological advantage when it comes to playing above the rim. Whether it's dunking on somebody, whether it's finishing over the top of the rim, whether it's finishing over the top of big guys, I think that's a psychological advantage, especially shot creation. When I'm able to score the basketball over two different guys in a multitude of ways, I think that's a psychological advantage when you're talking about being an offensive player. Also, when you got offensive players who know that you're going to get them, you got other offensive players who know that you attract that kind of defense, and they know that you're going to get them the ball, which Jordan did numerous times, whether he was in his prime in the late 80s or early 90s. I think that ultimately matters when you're talking about an offensive player. So all around, when I think about Jordan as an offensive player, I think the playing above the rim, I think his ability to get off the basketball when necessary, I think his shot creation, I think how much better he was as a transition player, how much better he played above the rim, I think he's a better offensive player than Luka.
So he's an athlete who could play off the ball.
And I think this is a conversation.
Ron, Luka can't do.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Ron, you're looking like you just think Luka might be.
But this is a conversation. I think what Ron thinks about, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is a conversation: talent versus raw production versus impact versus contributing to winning. And I think that sometimes we might view the conversation in one lens, but I think to Mars's point, there's no way you can sit there and watch one guy and say he's not impacting winning more than another guy, even though the other guy's box score looks nicer. That's a real thing. Like, real talk, we've watched every Lakers game this year. There are games when Luke has put up 35, 9, and 9, and you can walk away from that game saying, you know what, I actually don't think Luka was that good today. There was a game,
Damian.
Yeah, that was a game.
I think he went like 31. I think
yeah.
6. Yeah, he wasn't that good in that game.
Shea hasn't had bad 30-point games.
No one's
No,
arguing.
but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, though.
But
I say if you
even to that point, yeah, Shea's 30 points. Shea can have bad games with 30 points, which is once again to the point of the box score doesn't tell the full story. Even with
exactly.
Shea,
That's
even with
exactly right.
MJ will have games where he scored 38 and he didn't play well. That's it. The point is watch the games. That's the point.
My thing is though, like with me saying 35-99, that's not the end all be all. That is just the start of the 35-99. We can watch the 35-99 too and see that no, it is a lot of substance to this 35-99. Sure. So what I'm saying is I'm heavily pushing back on it just being a big, beautiful, shiny PRA object. No, like Luka Doncic is getting to it.
When I feel like Luka was,
but it also matters.
When I feel like Luka was hooping, which was 24. I used to PRA niggas to death, but that's because I feel like there was real action behind that tournament. If Luka was playing like 24 Luka right now to me, I would be the first one, Ron, running around here talking about Luka averaging 35-99. I promise you I would be. But it's not the same. He's averaging basically
I'm not
identical numbers. And I think Luka was a better player then than he is right now. And he's averaging the same numbers.
It's like
I'm not comparing this.
And it also matters.
I'm just talking about what I've been seeing.
87 Jordan averaged 37 and 92 Jordan averaged like 32 or something. But like everyone would know Jordan didn't peak in
88 Jordan.
Yeah, so it's like the box score numbers aren't necessarily indicative of a player's peak. Even with like a LeBron James, for example, I think the best box score seasons of LeBron's career are probably like 09, 2010. But you ask a lot of people when he actually peaked, they'll tell you second stint Cleveland, they'll tell you Miami, when his box score numbers didn't look as overwhelming. Like Steph Curry's another one. Like Steph Curry's box score is 36-5 or 35-5. But a lot of people would consider him at his best a better player than a Luka, maybe even a Jokic at this point. But Jokic is averaging 29, 12, and 11. Why is Steph's 35-5 a better player than Jokic? Why is Steph's 35-5 better player than Luka's 35-9-9? It's because of like impact and how good you are. Like you can do things that extend beyond the scope of the box score. It's why, respectfully, and Ron, I know you're a Russell Westbrook guy. It's why no one seriously thought Russell Westbrook was a better player than Kevin Durant or Steph Curry or even LeBron James. When the guy was averaging 32, 10, and 10, everyone knew those guys were better players than him. Mm-hmm. Everyone knew that.
And it also, like,
that's it.
It also matters, like, in the playoffs last year, if Luka's given the Timberwolves 35, but Ant also got 35, that matters too. Like, it's like, if Luka's got 35, 9, and 9, he's shooting 35% from the field, and his direct opponent has 35 as well. That matters too. Like when we talk about contributing to winning, impact, all these different things, all of it matters. And I think, Miles, you were spot on with, you can look at some of this box score things and be misleaded. So, I mean, my thing is like, don't be a box score reader. Like, you need to watch the games because it matters.
I mean, you can get the data.
The box score
to be honest with you, Damien. I mean, I think you can get the box score and you can get the data from the box
that's fine.
score.
No, that's fine.
But I can also get whatever logic I have by looking at the data from the box score shot right down because I'm not watching the game.
And you know,
who does to say Luka's still amazing?
That's fine.
Because
Luka fans won't get mad.
By the way, let's make sure we clear on that.
Luka is still amazing because people are gonna listen to this segment and think that Luka is amazing. Luka has an actual MVP case. Yes, he is fantastic.
We're comparing Luka to,
but his MVP case has to be more than 35, 9, and 9. It just has to be, and that's all I'm saying.
It is. We're talking about impact and winning and all of that.
It has to be.
They're the number 2 seed in the West.
Yeah, they are.
He's missed 6 games, but yeah,
he has a teammate averaging
29.
Look at about to PRA.
No, it's like, bro, stop.
Yes, he has a teammate doing that. So, hey, now I'm talking to the chat. I'm talking to the chat because you guys have a little more sense. What would you rather have? Another great white hope next to you that can put up the same PRA numbers as you, or would you rather have the best defense behind you in the universe? Like, Shea might not have somebody that can score 50 next to him, but he has. You know,
Shea has more help than Luka. That's not the.
Yep.
That's why
That's
OKC
not-
are a better team
okay.
than the Lakers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all, other than Chill, I guess. That's why we all agree. Like OKC are a better team than the Lakers, and that's why I think the separation between the two shouldn't be how much
But
of
what
those
we
teams are
can't do,
winning, because we
Mars.
know which team's
Okay,
better.
sure, we can definitely agree that one team is better than the other. But let's not act like when you take this one guy off of this crew and take this one guy off of this crew, how much it impacts them. They rely as good as. Don't get me wrong. I did just watch Oklahoma City beat Utah by 30 without their best player. Yes, I did see that. However, when we're talking about playing against the better teams in the league, I mean, how sustainable is that?
I would expect they would need Shea to beat Denver.
I'd like
I'd
to think
expect they
so,
would need
Mars. I'd like to think so. So,
Yeah, I
as
think
you were
beat
saying,
those
Ron.
teams with
And
Luka.
you know what's crazy is that I also do. PRA, great players gather up PRA, right? But we also just had a conversation about how it doesn't necessarily correlate with the impact that they're having. But I also will say this. I think Luka Doncic is the most tied to PRA player I may ever see in my life, because
Yeah, see, that's
he
something
has-
I said a couple years ago.
he
That's
has the ball so much. It's like his output is his value, because he's not gonna be much off the ball. He damn sure ain't give you nothing on defense. So it's like the stats with him with the ball is what he's giving you. That is what he's providing.
PRA captures a larger percentage of Luka's impact than most superstars, I think.
Yeah, like that.
And that's not a bad thing, because 35, 9, and 9, to your point,
Exactly.
it's a lot of
It's
impact, a
ridiculous.
lot of value. But I think, like, if it was a percentage, let's say PRA captures, these are hypothetical numbers. PRA captures 85% of Luka's value. PRA captures 75% of Jokic's value. PRA captures 60% of Shea's value. PRA captures 60% of peak Steph's value. Like, that's the point I'm trying to make. Not that PRA means nothing, but that everyone's value is tied to different things, and some people's value is more directly tied to points, rebounds, assists in a way that other players necessarily aren't. Like, MJ's value is not tied to PRA. Like, so much of what he does is away from the ball, the gravity he commands, the attention, the shot making, the defensive stuff. So much of his value is away from PRA that 35 and 5 can still be more impactful than someone else's 32, 10 and 10, a la 2017 Russell Westbrook, who I would say a lot of his value was also tied to his PRA. Not that he didn't have value outside of it, but that a lot of it was tied to that. And just because a lot of your value is tied to PRA, meaning your PRA is higher than other people, doesn't mean you're necessarily outplaying them. It just means your value can more greatly be accounted for by like the easiest data to process, which is like Bill Russell versus Wilt Chamberlain, kind of. Even though Wilt was a better player, I'm not arguing that. But like a lot of Bill Russell's value wasn't captured by box scores of the day, whereas a lot of Wilt Chamberlain's was. So it's easier to look at Wilt Chamberlain, oh, the guy averaging 44 and 28, whereas Bill Russell, the guy averaging 15 and 25. Why would anyone dare say the guy averaging 15 is a better player? It's because a lot of Bill Russell's value wasn't captured by the box score. A lot of Wilt's was. So yeah, that's it. Just watch the games, form your own opinions, all that good stuff. You know, people get offended when you tell them to watch the sport they're talking about.
All right, fellas, I do want to go ahead and take this moment to give a splash of the day to the two guys that are on the title. Jalen Brunson and Desmond Bane both went ballistic yesterday in the NBA in-season tournament. Desmond Bane had 37 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Whew, what a PRA. And also, Jalen Brunson had 35 points and led the Knicks to a win as well. They will play each other in the next round of the in-season tournament, and they both are your Splash Sports players of the day. And if you haven't downloaded Splash Sports yet, there's no better time to do it than right now. Scan this QR code on the screen or click the link in the bio. Get to the Splash Sports dashboard and you will see all type of different players in all type of different sports. And you can pick whatever player that you like in the sport that you like based on the player projections that they have that you like. And you simply choose 2 to 6 players. You choose more or less for each player. And then you meet us in the winner's circle. We will see you guys there. Good luck today. Get your quick picks in and do what you do best. Put your basketball knowledge to the test. All right, y'all. We got a few super chats from a few good people. some bad people too. But the first person is Tupac Westside, who said college isn't for everyone. But if you don't go, you should have a plan. If you do go, strive for the right degrees, but not any degrees.
I went to college because that was part of it. That was part of the deal. Didn't I didn't have any aspirations of being a doctor or a lawyer or something like that. I wanted to play basketball on TV, and part of it was you got to go to college, and that's why I went. And while I'm here, I might as well learn something. All right, bet. Let's do it.
If you are not somebody who is fortunate enough, though, to land a scholarship for college, in the Brits land, they call it university, don't go. They can go because it's free, but I don't. If you don't have a plan, if you don't know what you want to study
Who told you it's free over
precisely,
here?
you said what?
Who told you it's free?
Oh, then never mind. But in the states, I know it's hella expensive. So
There's
if
some-
you
there's
don't know
some
what you
countries where
want
it
to
is free,
study
though.
specifically,
Mhm.
do not enroll and just go to college just because that's what everybody tells you to do. But because you're just going to collect a whole bunch of debt for no reason and not get a degree that's worth anything because you don't know what you want to learn. What I think is the best plan, especially if you're somebody who doesn't know exactly what you want to do yet, go get you a 6 to 12 month trade. That way you have a skill in which will produce income, right? It produces money. So
Mhm.
now you have something that can produce money, and then you can also figure out what you want to do in school when you do go to school. But just going to school just to be in college and you don't know what the hell you there for, you don't know why you don't know what you want to major in for real. You're just there, and now you have $30,000 worth of debt plus just cause. That's really not the way to go. Get you a trade first, produce some money and some income first, then figure that out.
I'm gonna get married, real talk, because everybody else getting married. Like I don't even know
Yeah,
if that
no,
shit's
that's
me,
not.
but
Yeah, no,
no, what the hell? No, I ain't doing that. No.
And real talk was really just preaching. And if you need help finding that trade, I can help you 10x your Forex. But in the meantime, we have super chats. Another one from Judah Shooter said, random question. How do we quantify basketball IQ? And who would have the best in NBA history? Been locked in since 22. Dub content. Much love. Dub panel.
You
I
could
don't
watch
think it can be
players.
quantified.
I do think it. I disagree with that, Mars, because I think you can watch a player and see him make reads. You can watch a player shot selection. You can watch a player on defense, and you could tell if this guy knows what he's doing. If he sees,
Oh, for sure, but that's not what quantifiable means. Quantifiable means it can be measured. Like there's no
Right.
number you look at and says, "Oh, this number means basketball IQ." I don't think that exists. But I think you can watch people, like you can watch Chris Paul and be like, "Yeah, smart player."
he know what
You
he
can
doing.
watch
He know
LeBron
what-
James, smart player. I'm trying to not
Well, can
offend any players.
this
You can
is
watch
this is a conversation I'd love
Michael
to do.
Porter Jr. and be like, not the smartest.
That's what I mean. Because maybe we can quantify it though, Mars. The reason why I'm saying that is because when I think about what you're producing and what it's over, because isn't that what box plus minus is?
That's fancy PRA for real, but you know.
Yeah. This is a conversation that I'd love to have at some point because that's a really good one. Yeah.
I think you gotta watch players to see IQ. You gotta watch players
Yes.
to see things like hustle, like the intangibles. That's what they are. They're intangibles.
Sure.
You gotta watch players to really come to the conclusion with intangibles, and unfortunately, a lot of people don't. So what they'll do is they'll see X player win, and because it's not measured by the box score, they'll just attribute it to intangibles. Jimmy Butler is the pinnacle of that, by the way, because Jimmy Butler has a lot of success in the playoffs and whatnot, but he doesn't average 28, 5, and 8. People just say, "Oh, Jimmy Butler's intangibles are through the roof," and they don't even know what they're saying when they say intangibles. They just say intangibles because it just helps fill in the blanks, and you don't actually have to analyze anything. But I think you can see basketball IQ. I just don't think it can be measured quantifiably, not by any numbers that exist right now that I know of. Maybe there is a number out there. The basic one would be what, assist to turnover ratio. That would tell you
Stuff like that.
something.
Stuff like that,
The
man.
tires
But I don't think that
strong.
quantifies basketball IQ. I think it quantifies maybe decision making in some regard, but I don't think that quantifies basketball IQ.
But those
Not
decisions,
exactly.
that decision making leads to production, and that production is what is the difference between winning and losing. And if I'm turning the ball over more, my percentage of turnover, and this is a number thing that we could get into. And again, I know we're running out of I know we're running out of time.
Yeah,
This
it's
conversation, I'd love to have this conversation at some
It's
point.
interesting,
Good
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Trey Ray said, my aunt wouldn't let us whistle inside the house because it invites demons.
I don't know if I ever heard that one before. And of course, Ron
see.
does it.
And
Right?
they
No,
Of
we'll
course, Ron-
see.
immediately
We will
whistle.
see
Yeah,
if
and
it's
of
true.
course he
I'm trying
does
to,
it. Real
I'm
talk.
trying to help the chat.
He's doing
When I
science.
see
He's
him-
doing science. He's doing science. Yeah.
I'm trying to help the chat to let them know that you probably shouldn't do this, but there's no demons in here. Actually, it scared the demons away that was over there. So maybe you guys should whistle more
Super
inside the
chat.
house.
How about you a demon, Ron, with that damn hood on? How about that? Maybe you one of the demons. How about that, Ron?
Yeah, I don't trust
Oh,
people
people-
who wear hoods all the time. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, me neither.
So
Flow
you don't trust
State.
yourself. But
Flow State said, how Chill feels about him is how I feel about Dyson defensively. He's not close to the best wing defender in the league, like people say, from what I've seen.
He's talking about Scotty Barnes.
Oh,
The Scotty Barnes conversation that we had.
he's more of a he's a versatile defender, so he can do a lot of everything. But he's not like
he ain't no shutdown.
yeah, he's not. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put you on X player and you just gonna hold him to 4 points tonight.
No,
Like that's not him. But he doesn't need
Great
to be
gap
because of everything
defender.
else he does.
great.
Yeah, he's
great.
a lot
He
of
shoots
ball
gaps
defender.
really well.
He's switchable, so he can do a lot of things.
Mhm.
But like that was a play. Who was it? I watched someone blow by him. It was Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson walked by him so comfortably into a floater yesterday. He was like, yeah,
I was watching Cade. He was basically a made a D with Cade. Like this way, sir. Right this way.
Yeah,
the hell?
He not gonna stick those guys, but like on a possession, like he could switch out and like press into the ball and like do like get handsy and those types of things. But yeah.
Definitely not Leroy. Said, where does MPJ rank amongst tough shot makers in the league? I feel like he must be top 10, arguably top 5.
MPJ's ridiculous. If he sees any part of the rim, he thinks he can make the shot. And I respect that. He's a scorer, pure scorer.
He is always open. Always.
In his mind, yeah, for sure. Yeah, in his
He
mind,
is
yeah,
always
he
open.
And it doesn't help that he's like 6'11", so he
That
actually
doesn't
is kind of
Mhm.
always open.
Yeah,
Actually,
It doesn't help that he
open.
keeps making them too, so he genuinely
Yeah.
believes these are good shots.
Yeah.
But it gets to a point, if you keep making them, maybe they are just good shots for you. Yeah, MPJ is ridiculous, and I think the season he's having, some people are underrating it because bad team, whatever. But it's like, are we seeing like what MPJ's doing? Like, if you're not watching Brooklyn, what MPJ's doing is flat out ridiculous
Pretty impressive.
for this Brooklyn
Pretty
team.
impressive.
He's having an amazing season.
Shout out MPJ.
Hmm.
The Jonathan Frazier said, can we talk about BYU's team? AJ DeBansa is averaging 26 and 3. Rob Wright, their point guard, is averaging 17, 4, and 6. Richie Saunders averaging 17, 6, and 2. They've got a mean trio there, man.
Might end up in
They're
the Final
8-1
Four.
right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won on the
Mhm.
buzzer
Ranked
beater
number
last
10
night
in the
against
nation.
Clemson. Yeah.
The only game they
Mhm.
lost was it UConn?
Yeah, UConn. Number 3 UConn.
Mhm.
Or
And
they
that
were
was the
3
game
at
that
time.
AJ was that the game they played in Boston?
I can't remember.
I think AJ went crazy in that game. Point was the point, but yeah, from what I've seen, I only watch like the AJ film because I'm watching college basketball for like the draft stuff. But from what I've seen, yeah, they've got some interesting players, for sure. AJ obviously being the most, but they've got some interesting players from what I've seen.
All right, we got a super chat from, you guessed it, Anna Monica Studios is back in action. He said Al Horford got the most active Game 7 wins and got more playoff wins than KD. By the way, OKC versus Phoenix, or the OKC versus Phoenix winner and the versus OKC versus Phoenix versus the winner of San Antonio and LA Lakers will feed families.
there you go. Hey, something we didn't talk about surrounding the Lakers today, by the way. Is it not absolutely wild that Rich Paul is openly just talking about the Lakers while having a client on the Lakers?
Well, he has
Is
multiple clients on the Lakers, does he not?
Yeah, I was about to say he's got more than one.
Is this not crazy?
I don't think y'all dudes are that good. I don't think y'all dudes are that
Niggas
good.
that
Real
crazy.
talk.
putting
Do
it
you
out
know what
there.
he's doing?
What is he doing?
He's trying to get them to go get more talent. That's basically what he's doing.
I don't think it's that crazy.
Or maybe go get more of his clients.
Yeah, that's what they need. They need to acquire some more clutch clients. Then they can win the championship. Yeah, good shit. Do your job.
Right.
Dub Ball Out Highlights said, I pray JT doesn't come back. Let Jalen Brown run the show and give Tatum a full offseason.
So if the Celtics win the championship,
Oh, brother.
Oh my goodness.
is Jason Tatum cooked? Like,
Yeah, he
in
on the
terms
trade
of
block, boss.
narrative?
We don't need him. We don't need him. He on the trade block.
I'll be very
Yes.
interested to see that because that'll be 2 Finals MVPs for Jalen Brown more than likely.
Yes.
2 championships,
Yes.
1 without Jason Tatum.
Gotta go. He gotta go. He gotta go. Mm-hmm.
Ray Last said, Wemby, Giannis, Twin Towers, Part 2, coming soon.
They already have
would
their Twin
love to
Towers,
see it.
Wemby and Luke Cornett.
Yep. And it's working too, by the way.
So CD and Luke Cornett.
It is working.
I got a super chat from Turtle Island. Turtle Island said the Lakers win a chip only if the 3 refs are wearing the same jersey.
Oh, give me a break. Next.
Chill and Ron, do y'all enjoy watching Luke and Austin flail around to get calls the entirety of the game? I'm curious.
I think Austin Reeves does a great job at selling it. I do. I think he does a great job at selling it. I've become numb to Luka doing it though, because I'm kind of used to it now.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
I don't
enjoy
remember
good
the last time I
movies.
watched Luka
enjoy
try
good
to score
acting.
inside the 3-point line without trying to draw a foul.
Without trying to get a foul
Yeah.
first? Yeah.
No,
And
that's
what's
a problem.
funny is
Like,
he
still
makes
scores.
those
Yeah,
shots,
he still
too.
scores. So it's
Yeah,
like,
he
it's not like it's
makes
a
those
problem.
little float running away from the basket shots or
It's
whatever.
just funny.
Ron,
He's
I
trying
just
to
wanna
get
see
a 3
one
on
trip
every
when
play,
Luka's-
whether it's a 3-point shot or a 3-point play. He's trying to get a 3 every time.
I just want to see one time when Luka this season, and I pay attention. I just want to see one time, Ron, with Luka go to the rim and score and not look at the official. Just one time, just get back on defense. I just want to see it happen one time.
I need to go back to some Real Madrid film.
We got another super chat from, you guessed it, Anna Monica Studios said, I do think the 24 Celtics is the greatest 3-point shooting team ever and a better 3-point shooting team than the Warriors because they have more shooters.
I disagree. I just think a
but
team
yeah,
with
yeah.
Steph, Clay, and KD probably is the greatest 3-point shooting team ever. Probably.
Meh.
Shout out to the 24 Celtics, though. Seriously, who farted? Sent through a super chat, and he said, yeah, Lakers agenda push. Don't need LeBron averaging 30. Need his guidance, leadership, and experience. Important against a defense and team like OKC.
Yeah, he gonna guide them to break down the defense. Yeah, I agree.
We don't need him averaging 30, but we damn sure need him averaging like 25. Yeah, we don't need him to average 30, but he gotta be Bron.
17 ain't enough. I can tell you that
Yeah,
right there. 17
he
ain't
gotta be
enough.
Bron.
Nah, that ain't gonna get it done.
Yeah.
Dre Knows Ball said Luka has the worst bench in the league. Look it up. Let him have AR. Let him have AR, who's having his best season next to Luka. Also, Shea has an all-time defense and J-Dub.
Yeah.
I'm convinced y'all don't watch OKC play. I'm starting to be convinced of that. Right? Do they have a great defense? Absolutely. That's without a shadow
All-time
of a doubt.
defense.
All-time great defense.
And he has
But-
J-Dub.
Yeah, cool. But if there's no way you're watching Shea just scoring everybody in isolation religiously and be like, oh, but it's because of the team. It's like, no, he's just out there cooking folk. That's what he's doing. He's cooking folk.
All right, we got a few new members today. AEC 2.0 became a member. Judah Shooter became a member. Who else we got?
It's Jute the Shooter, Ron. Are you, oh my God.
Chill. That's my man Judah. We go back to elementary. Nanagi 999 became a member. Shout out to Nanagi. Who else? Dre Knows Ball also joined up as a member. And my dog H-Town T, read up on his membership. If you are not a member, I don't know what you're doing with your life. But now is the time to improve your life and become a YouTube member on the Players Choice channel. I got a few more members chats. One is from at the Buzzer Sports. You know him. John D said, I've made checks. It looks like P5 can't cash. Damn.
Talking about Paolo.
Same, John D. Same. I thought Paulo was gonna be doing something this year. That man, yeah, he's never gonna. I don't think he's ever gonna reach the heights I had for him. That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Mtel 22 with quite the contrary chat to the last one said, barring more health, I got the Magic winning the cup. But I think he meant health concerns or health scares.
Ron, can you please address him
maybe.
accordingly? It's not
PCL
Intel.
champ?
It's
Yes.
Dubtail?
PCL champ, yeah.
Yes.
My bad. Dubtail 22, the PCL champ, sit through this. And since he is the PCL champ, you guys should be thinking more highly of the Magic winning the NBA Cup.
I'm doing this PCL thing one more goddamn time. And if I don't win at that time, I'm through. I'm through.
See, there's levels to this. I retire after winning.
Oh,
back to
brother.
back. Real talk talking about retiring because he can't win. Like, there's levels to this. You know what I'm saying? But hey, shout out to him. Shout out to you.
The next member's chat is from your guy, Boss Man. Your guy, Boss Man, said, would you guys like a basketball club World Cup?
I'm good.
Yeah, I don't know what you're getting at.
I'm good. Thank you.
But I mean, more basketball, I'm not too opposed to it. Drago FC, y'all know him. He is a Hall of Famer. He typically comes up on Fridays. He said, chat hot takes. Me, Manu is closer to MJ than he is to Jamal Crawford Taylor. Walsh provided more value.
Different take. So his take is Manu is closer to MJ than he's to Jamal Crawford. Taylor's hot take is Walsh provided more value in his role, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, Taylor with a hot take. Walsh provided more value in his role as a starter this year than Drew did last year. Taylor also said Denver might not make it out of the first round. San Antonio, Minnesota, Houston, and OKC are threats.
If the
Taylor, you took it with that one.
If the Denver
it's all about matchups. It's all about matchups.
If the Denver Nuggets get bounced in round one,
I'm going to be unbearable.
Yeah. I know exactly who I'm calling.
If they don't win the chip, you're going to be unbearable to my daily.
No, I don't got to go that far, Mars. But if they get bounced in round one, I'm talking about bounced. Yeah, I'm good.
I want to see a Nuggets Lakers series. I want to see that.
Oh man, I want to see that as well. To be honest with you, you're right, Mars. If they don't win the chip, I'm going to be unbearable. But there's different levels to my unbearability.
Yeah, your bearability.
Yeah,
is that what we are? Real talk.
If they lose in the first round, yeah, Swipe gonna be hitting up Ron talking about, hey, make sure I'm not on that show with make sure I ain't got no days with
keep him away from me. Yeah. Keep that dude away from me.
H-Town T said, check out It Welcome to Dairy. Thank me later. What's It Welcome to Dairy? You know what that is, real talk?
No clue. Not a clue.
All right, well, check out It Welcome to Dairy.
IT.
And thank H-Town T later.
IT, maybe? Check out IT. Welcome to Dairy. I don't know.
Oh, it's a show.
206.
People think it's a show. So
206 Nate said, Mars, how long have you had access to Synergy? How, Mars?
I don't.
How do you have access to it, and how long have you had access to it?
I don't. I have never.
Mm-hmm.
he's just gonna lie to the people. So it is. What it
Mars
is.
is not giving his plug away. Mars is
Yeah.
not giving. Mars is not giving his plug away. No, he not. No, he is not. And I don't blame him.
Shout out to Synergy.
Mhm.
Mello Williams 24 sent through a members chat and said Lori and Jalen better than Scotty. Blame Penn. Lori Markkinen and Jalen Duren or Jalen Brown?
Jalen Johnson.
All the
Oh, well,
Jalen.
Because that was
Yeah,
the
him
start.
too.
That was the start bench cut we did a while back, and we was starting Scotty Barnes.
Mhm.
It's all the Jalen's. Jalen Brown better. Jalen Johnson better. Jalen Brunson better.
Yeah, keep
Jalen.
going.
And
Jalen Green.
Jalen Green.
yep.
Yeah,
There you go.
there we
Yeah.
go.
There it is.
Come on.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson too.
H-Town legend. Hold
He
on.
said Brunson.
Oh, okay.
Houston legend.
Come on,
You'll
yeah.
never-
Coming back
Yeah.
soon. Don't worry, coming back soon.
You'll never be. Hell no. Stay your ass away from here. Yeah, nah. Stay your ass away from here. But Houston legend though.
Just Flow said Alex Sarr will be better than Evan Mobley and Jalen Duren.
I don't hate that. Y'all know how I feel about Alex. So I think he's going to be Rudy Gobert defensively. I think he's going to be that good at some point in his career. I do.
Said that. Oh
Mhm.
no, we'll see. I have liked what I've seen from him in year 2. To be fair, so
Mhm.
we'll see.
Sorry Key with the members chat. Sorry Key said 2 years flew by. Ron still has garbage, or Ron's takes are still garbage. Dub Ron still though. Dub Mars, Trey better.
Mhm.
You know, there's still some young fans around here.
Oh yeah.
They're
We
just
still here.
they've been silent for a little while, but they're gonna be back soon. Don't worry.
We just waiting for the next situation. That's it.
Okay.
Cammy Cujo said Shea is averaging 33, 6 and 5 on 50, 44, 88 in 4 quarters. I think he meant to say 3 quarters. Come on.
Yeah.
You having a hell of a year. He's a decent player.
I don't really feel like I see him miss too often, to be honest with you. It's kind of like he gets to a spot. It's kind of just going in.
You're going to see him miss tonight when Devin Booker out playing.
He would play, but yeah, facts.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're at the end of the road, so I can't really get into that. We got one more super chat, and then we're going to go ahead and get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Hunter TV said, who is the biggest swing player come playoff time this year?
I think it's Case and Wallace. I'm going to say Case and Wallace.
Among stars, if Austin Reeves provides his regular season production in the playoffs, that's huge. But among like role players, I think Jalen Suggs is going to be huge for Orlando. I think he's a good one. I think he's going to be huge for Orlando.
Yes, I did put in overtime today. Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did. I know it. I was like, damn, Chill's still with us.
Normally I don't do this, but I put in overtime today. So yes.
Shout out Ghost.
With the fellas. I'm gonna go. I think Amen Thompson for the Rockets.
I was gonna say him
Amen
too,
Thompson can offer them any kind of offensive spark. You know, get back to where he's a good player, kind of in that mid range to short paint area. Obviously, be a positive in the dunker spot, and then can we get back to at least hitting like 35% of the corner threes? You know what I'm saying? Just the corner ones.
Now you're dreaming.
Just the corner ones. He did it last year. It's not impossible. He did it last year.
All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and get up out of here. Yo, real talk. I will see you later. This is the last week of playback, but I will definitely see you later. We going to see if what you said about Luka Doncic stands true. But all right, y'all. It has been fun. It has been real.
Merry
Y'all
Christmas.
make sure to download the Splash Sports app. Same time, same place tomorrow. We out.